out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Esports Broadcasting Network. We are live from Homestead-Miami Speedway here in beautiful South Florida. I am joined today by my two broadcast partners, our usual as of late, Blake Henderson, and our resident pastor, Zach Woods. Zach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me up here in the booth.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you. Zach going to be unable to make it to tonight's race out in what you said is a seminar, correct?
Yep.
So won't be able to make it out for the race, but going to join us here in the booth for the final race of the season. And, of course, Blake, Mr. Blake Henderson over here has been with us for a couple weeks. Blake, one more race here in the season.
I tell you, man, I'm really excited. At Homestead-Miami is the best NASCAR track on the schedule. Championship at the correct place. It's going to be wild. Christopher Tate already set up a fast lap, a 10th faster than the second place car, and Kevin Gibney Jr. Still have the other three, I believe, to qualify in the championship for. I can't wait to see what times we're going to put down.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty excited to see what our top four get. So Blake, I mean, what's going to be your keys to this race? We got 150 laps in tonight's race, so still going to be a long one, just over that 200-mile mark. Stages at laps 40 and 80. What do you think is going to be the key to win tonight's race?
The ability to run any line. You have to be able to run the top, the middle, the low, and everywhere in between to be able to pass here and to conserve tires. You have to make it to stage 3, you have to conserve those tires, and you have to be able to be confident in any line so you can pass wherever you want.
And I could not agree more. It's going to be pretty important to be able to run any line you think. Zach, you're the driver here in the booth. Tell us what would be your ideal way to get around this track for tonight's race and hopefully through the end of the season?
Well, just be first for every lap, Angel. I think that's probably a winning strategy. But honestly, I think these drivers are just going to have to manage tires, probably more so than what they have done the entire season, right? Everything's on the line. Stage points don't matter anymore. So if you want to concentrate on just making it to the end and make this maybe a fuel mileage race, maybe a tire wear race, that might bode in your favor. So I think that might be a winning strategy from some of these drivers who can maybe alter their driving style just enough to do something creative here at the end.
He is right. He was only halfway joking about leading every lap, but track position is incredibly important here. It's not terribly hard to pass here, but it is hard enough that if you're making your way through the field, once you get up to the front, your tires are shredded, and on a long run, you're going to give up all those positions again.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nose there. Tonight's race, we're going to go ahead and briefly go over our race info. Of course, as we mentioned, just over that 200-mile mark here for the Ghost 200 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Going to be ambient temperature of 78 degrees, which, funny enough, is actually what it's here currently in Central Florida. So probably pretty accurate for the weather for tonight's race. Then you got a 44% humidity. That's probably more or less what it is. Still always humid here. So a track temp of 80 degrees. Not really too hot of a track temp. And, of course, the altitude of 4 feet being exactly correct. Not very hot temperature tonight for our track temp.
Yeah, I mean, it being a night race, the track temperature never really is going to be that hot. Wind isn't that much of an issue, only 6-7 miles an hour is what it's averaging out at. But it's going to be interesting to see. They've been running like an hour of practice. They're on 10 minutes of qualifying right now. It's going to be interesting to see with these nighttime temperatures and not as much sun, obviously, with it going down, how much tire and rubber is going to lay down on the track and how much that groove is going to set in and how wide is that groove going to be.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be, that's part of what saving your tires is. Can you stay in the groove? I mean, as you see where it starts to rubber in, a lot of these drivers, tend to forget that's going to be your best place to save tires. Just because you're fast doesn't mean it's going to be good for you in the long run. I mean, sometimes slow is fast and try to keep those tires under you because I feel, we've got, 16, 17 drivers in tonight's race. So probably going to have some nice long green flags.
Yeah, especially with that almost 100 lap last stage. I believe it's sitting at around, you said lap 40 and 80 for the stages?
40 and 80, so it's 70 laps that final stage.
Yeah, not quite 100 laps, but that's still a pretty decent.
Yeah, almost twice.
If we can go green, I believe you almost have to pit twice in that last stage.
Yeah, they should be able to make it. I think we were talking to some of the drivers before the race, and they said that because of how much the pace will slow down on the older tires, they should be able to get about 40 laps on their fuel tanks here. So we should be able to make that final stage in just one stop. But the question is going to be, when do you make that stop, and can you capitalize in pit lane and try not to screw yourself out of a championship?
I've never been the greatest at a fuel strategy here. I've actually lost races at Homestead purely because I couldn't figure out how to manage my race on fuel. So I'm going to actually turn this one over to Zach. What is the key to you to try to save tires, and how are you going to strategize this last stage if it goes green for that whole 70 laps?
I'm going to be really interested to see maybe driver cockpit views tonight, just to see how these drivers are going in and out of the throttle, especially the longer the run carries on. If you're going to be brave, if you're going to be up there next to the wall as the run carries on, you're obviously going to be using more gas. But I do feel that as a driver, you have to be smooth in how you roll out of the throttle and then get back into it, and that can really play a big factor into somebody's tire wear. That might be the difference between whether you're going to take 2 or 4 in that last final little sprint to the end. If this thing stays green, I'd watch out for maybe a playoff contender, maybe that guy who's third or fourth on the speed charts. Go, you know what? I've saved. I'm going to take 2, and I'm going to see if I can't survive and make it to the end. I think throttle management's going to be a big deal tonight.
And you mentioned being smooth with the throttle, but another big thing, especially with how tires wear in iRacing, is how smooth can you keep that wheel, especially in these Gen 6 cars. You can't really zigzag the wheel. You can't seesaw it going back and forth with it. You have to keep it smooth, and whoever can do that the most is going to save a lot of tires.
Yeah, speaking about being smooth, I think one of the hardest things I do as a driver is making sure I'm smooth going down the backstretch. That bit me last week in this league. But drafting, we haven't even talked about drafting yet. Like, this is a huge racetrack for any kind of drafting and fuel management. That could play a big factor into who saves gas, and if you get caught up in something, you might be at a disadvantage early.
Well, drafting on the straightaways like you mentioned, but then once you get into those corners, that draft turns into dirty air, which makes your car extremely tight. So you have to really manage which line you're running in relative to who's in front of you. Like I said, you got to be comfortable running any line, because you might have to switch to a different line at the last second going into a corner.
Yep, aero push is going to be a big thing here.
Well, as we continue to get ready for this race here, we're going to go ahead and go through our field here. Christopher Tate, one of your Championship 4 drivers, is going to take the pole for tonight's race. Your other playoff driver, Dylan McDonald, starting in second. Kevin Gibney Jr., a 2-time winner so far in the Ghost Cup Series this season, starting third. Wes Fuller joining us back here in the 4th position. Ricky Gonzalez, your winner at Kentucky, in 5th. Chris Wheeler's in 6th. Christian Roos in 7th. Kyle Gardner, the 3rd of your 4 championship drivers, starting in 8th. Row number 5 is going to belong to the 4th and final championship driver here tonight in Kyle Rocket Spees, joined alongside by Jeffrey Vickery.
Yeah, in 11th you got Bryce Coburn, Ryan Sizemore, Wally Babb, and Jonathan Leach running out in 13th and 14th. Mike Sobanowski and Ron Gaerttner in 16th, and then Vernon Reese is going to finish off the field in 17th.
All right, we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. Before we get started, it might go a little bit long, but send us away with an invocation here, Zach. One last for the season.
All right, guys, let's pray. Almighty God, I thank you for technology like iRacing that allows us to connect with friends both near and far and share passions over racing. Lord, I pray tonight that our time together is fruitful and beneficial in your sight, and let us put on a good show for everybody who's watching who might view iRacing as an escape. And Lord, we just pray that this is fruitful and beneficial. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. What a great way to end off the season, guys. Getting ready to go green flag racing here. Pace lights are off on the pace car. It's time to go green flag racing. We'll have 150 laps to go to the completion of the inaugural season of the Ghost Cup Series, presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. Green flag is in the air. Christopher Tate to the lead. Dylan McDonald on his outside with a fantastic restart. We're staying side by side throughout the field.
Yeah, bottom line is going to be the way to go for at least his first or second lap. But as I say that, Dylan McDonald's going to clear Christopher Tate on the high side, going down the backstretch.
Boy, oh boy, look at that pass for the lead by Dylan McDonald on the outside of your pole sitter. I'm sorry, and here comes Kevin Gibney Jr., Wes Fuller, Ricky Gonzalez side by side there with Chris Wheeler for the 5th position.
Yeah, and about right now is when you're going to start seeing people migrate to that top line. Who's going to be able to run it? As you're seeing a few deeper in the field start trying to run that Larson line.
Yeah, and I think that Larson line's going to be the ticket the longer the run goes on. But we saw in qualifying, guys, they were wrapping the bottom. We know that that's going to 2 tires early, but it will be the quicker line right here. So you got to get what you can when you're out here on Freshies.
Got a pretty good battle here for the lead. Christopher Tate and Dylan McDonald going at it. Don't forget Kevin Gibney Jr. right back there. But I'm wondering if Christopher Tate's going to try to back off a little bit and see if he can save some tires here. But he is running the bottom.
Well, if I've learned anything from these 2 drivers, we got to see it last week, right? They went toe-to-toe and did not leave each other alone. So there's certainly pride on the line here early on.
Got some good side-by-side action between the number 6 of Chris Wheeler and playoff driver Kyle Gardner. They've been battling for ever since this race started.
We've talked a lot about Kyle Gaerttner in terms of being that banner of consistency in this league. It's going to be interesting to see in a race where stage points doesn't matter, is this going to suit his kind of racing style where you get to the end and he's got a clean car. So interesting to see him be this aggressive this early.
Ooh, Gibney cuts the nose off of the 6. Man, barely. I mean, it's checking up that entire high line there. As they're going to go 3 wide in the 3.
Man, this is some good 3-wide racing right there. These drivers giving each other plenty of room, but that's the beauty of Homestead-Miami Speedway. You can really run 3 wide very easily around each other here.
Kyle Gardner's already making his way up. I mean, he's already in 5th. He started in, what, 8th or 9th? I mean, we were wondering if this playoff driver, where only your finish matters, how quickly could he make his way through the field, and he's doing a pretty good job of that right now.
I would be careful if I was him, though, because early on in this run, he's using a lot of tire getting down on that low line. As you can see him going into 3 and 4. Every driver down there on that low line, they're going to get some speed here early on. This Wheeler almost gets into the fence. Woohoo! That's about as close as you can get without wrecking.
And Gibney's been running a lot of people really close. I'm wondering if he's starting to use up his 9 lives.
There's pride on the line here for these non-playoff drivers. You got to remember that there is also a best of the rest competition in this league where anybody who did not qualify for the 16 driver playoff window, they still have stuff to play for. So drivers that are outside of that 16 bracket, as they're 3 wide coming out of that corner again, they're still racing for points. So maybe that's why you see some of these non-playoff drivers get really aggressive early.
And I don't know if Gibney is struggling or if he's just backing off to save tires, but he's falling pretty quickly as a guy who he's in 7th right now, and I believe he started 3rd. So he's been 3 wided, I think, twice now, as he gives the 6 a shot going into 3.
Well, this is a track where you can kind of let out some frustration, maybe get away with it because these corners are so long. Drivers have a lot of opportunity to save it, and some great battles going on through the field right here. Oh man, commentators' curse is real. Right when you talk about it, they all go in a straight line, and here we go, coming back off at 2.
Well, Kyle Spees is just stuck in a hornet's nest. Almost got in the back of the 63. Has 3 cars behind him, aggressively trying to get around him. This is not the start that he wanted to his championship race.
Taking a look back up here in towards the front, towards our leaders, we mentioned that 54 car kind of maybe sitting back and waiting. He's dropped back to 3rd. He's going to take a look here on the inside, but I noticed he's not in 2nd anymore.
Yeah, I am wondering if Wes Fuller, who is good friends with Dylan McDonald... Oh, Wes Fuller, just as we talked about him, gets loose.
Oh, it's real. It's real.
No, I don't know what happened, though. He blinked at the moment we jumped over to him, and all of a sudden he was coming down off of the wall. So not sure what happened for Wes there, but great save to avoid taking out any of the playoff drivers around him.
Struggled with connection issues already tonight. It didn't surprise me to see him blink, but it was scary to see him blink and all of a sudden be on the apron. That's championship drivers, top 3 right now.
Cream rising to the top here at Homestead. I like it.
Both standing and on the track. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people starting to migrate to the top of the track.
All those joining us on our Facebook and our YouTube pages, we appreciate it. Go ahead. Check out, we did put up a poll for everybody to vote on who do you think is going to win the championship in tonight's race. So on Facebook or on YouTube should have the opportunity to vote on it there. If you are joining us, we appreciate everybody. Mike Anderson, of course, Grandma Sue rooting on her grandson Kyle Rocket Spees. Thank you as always, Sue, for joining us. Titletown Sim Racing rooting on Dylan McDonald, of course, running in the 1st position. So a lot of guys rooting on a lot of people tonight.
He's being a rocket like his name is suggesting. He just passed 2 people in that one corner. He's been wrapping the bottom really well, and now he's made his way up into 4th. Just as we said he was struggling, maybe he was just taking it back and saving tires because he is rocketing past the rest of the field.
And look at this beauty. Top 4 drivers are championship 4.
I found, I was just about to say, Angel, I found as a driver
25 is loose.
Ooh, he's going to save it.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and
Looks like-
give that a quick rewind here and give that another shot and see what happened here to the 25 as he goes into the corner. Oh, he might have had a little bit of help, but I think it may have been a little bit of net code as well because I don't see any damage for Gibney or the 25, Bryce Kobler.
Tell you, man, Gibney's not taking any prisoners tonight. He is moving you out of the way if he feels like it.
Look at a great run he had there off of that turn. Going to dive under Jeffrey Vickery now. The battle for 7th is there behind Christian Roos and Chris Wheeler, currently battling for 5th.
Yeah, that 14, I think is going to clear the 6, who looked like he got a little tight in the middle of the corner, as the 63 Gibney's going to try to clear him too. He's clear, but he's not going to jump up in front of him.
Yeah, late in the race, he'll clear in front of him there, but this early right now, he's just going to give him the room and maybe not anger everybody. I think Wheeler's a little bit into the wall there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think he got tight going out of 4, and he lost his rhythm. As you're seeing it, he can't get it back as 1 and 2. He was extremely loose, and now he's dropping positions very fast.
He's just going to need to, hit the brakes a little harder into this turn, take the next couple of laps.
Going to hit the wall, maybe? No, but that was a very awkward line through that corner as well. And he's going to drop another position to Kobler.
He's going to need to get himself back into a rhythm. It's so easy to lose your rhythm at a track like this where, you tag the wall and all of a sudden, your car doesn't drive.
48 just tagged the wall there. As you're seeing, as the tires are wearing down, more people are going to start running that wall, and it's looking like they're trying to, and they're going to put their Homestead stripe up there.
I was just about to say, Blake, one of the hardest things as a driver, especially at a track like this, that when your line changes over time, is that rhythm that Angel was talking about. So in the beginning of the run, you get that rhythm of, okay, I'm on the low line and I'm going to do this. And as the run wears on, you start to migrate further and further. Your braking points change, your throttle time changes, as you see a battle here for the lead between Dylan McDonald and Christopher Tate.
Yeah, it looked like Christopher Tate, maybe he was just backing off a little bit, like I've said, trying to save those tires, but I don't think he's doing that anymore, as they have cleared themselves of the pack. The top 3 have gotten almost 2 seconds away from 4th place of Kyle Spees.
Ultimately.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. 3-man booth. This is going to happen. but I really think that Tate's going to turn up the heat here as he's going to be pressuring McDonald down the backstretch. As you can see, guys, draft, huge thing here. And you got to wonder, with that 38 car being out in the lead, is fuel an issue? Is Tate really kind of managing this draft well? I've been really surprised he's been able to run dirty air so effectively.
Well, we're going to jump on board here, actually. Sorry about that. We're just going to jump on board briefly here to follow Christopher Tate as he's looking under Dylan McDonald. You see, Tate's trying to go. He'd prefer to be in that lane where McDonald is just a little bit up off the bottom to get some of that rubber. But it's just so hard in that dirty air with these giant spoilers that we have. As you see, he's going to go to the outside now here, Dylan McDonald.
There we go. Oh, but his throttle point is so different. Look how close he gets to that outside wall.
Well, we jumped off board at that moment in time, but right before we did, you heard him have to lift significantly. Blake, I'll pass it over to you.
I mean, like we said, that as your lane changes over the run, I mean, you get out of your rhythm and it gets awkward. And he'd been trying to pass him on the bottom, but Dylan had been using that dirty air and running the bottom as well. And Tate tried to run the top, and you see he wasn't used to it, and he lost a little bit of track position because of it.
Kyle Spees is now dropped to the 5th position.
Caution's out.
Ooh.
Got Kobler is spun out, and Ricky Gonzalez is slow as well.
All right, let's go ahead and jump over there, see exactly what happened. Oh, we're 3 wide here. Christian Roos just comes off the wall a little bit, and oh my goodness, that almost took out one of your championship contenders in Kyle Spees right there.
Hits for the 25 and the 48 on the bottom line.
Well, I want to get an opportunity to talk with each one of our top 4 drivers in the championship for tonight's race. So we're going to give these the opportunity to see if they need to pit. Don't want to disturb them if that's the case. We're halfway through the stage here. So, what are you doing? Are you pitting here or are you staying out?
I think there's no question that you got to pit here. Fresh tires are king here, and I think you're going to see the majority of the field besides Kyle Gardner. Ooh. Christopher Tate fakes him out.
Oh.
Yeah, my question, in pitting now is you get 5 total tire sets. That gives you about 30 laps a set, a little early, especially if, I know we're going to get some, but at the same time, I think it's worth the risk. You're going to get some long green flag runs where you're kind of going to probably cancel needing that extra set of tires out, because sometimes you save a set and all of a sudden end of the race comes, you still got an extra set or two there. So,
I think what the guys who stayed out here are thinking, they are thinking, hey, we only have a limited amount of tires left, especially those in the playoffs. If we get a late race restart, I want that extra set of tires, because stages don't really matter if you're not in the playoffs, So if you are, there's plenty of time to go until the end of stage 2. I think by the end of stage 2 is when you want to be in the top 4. But other than that, you can kind of just take it easy and save your tires. I guess that's just what they're going to try to do here. I do think you're going to see, I think Dylan McDonald's going to be the first off of pit road. First off of pit road is Dylan McDonald. I think he's going to blow through the field here pretty quick, and I think he's going to run away with the stage finish. Commentators cursed. I don't care. I think Dylan's going to run away with the stage here.
So, what's interesting is that I like this because of our 4 drivers in the championship. 2 decided to stay out, 2 decided to stay in. So that throws in at least, we get at least 2 of them battling at one point, here in this run. I think that's nice for them to kind of split that in half for us.
Yeah, and I do think this helps Kyle Spees a lot, who's been struggling to get through the traffic as well as the other championship 4 drivers, namely Ron Gaerttner, who also had to go through the field. I think this is going to help him gain track position by the end of the stage to where he can take tires at the end of the stage and then be towards the front.
Something we saw happen in Nashville, and Angel, you can cut me off at any time if you want to go hop in.
No, you're good, buddy. Go ahead. I have to remove this spam bops that were coming up on our YouTube page, so you guys are helping me out.
But I was just about to say, a situation like this happened when we went to Nashville, where some people decided, hey, we're certain laps outside of a stage end, we're going to pit, and we're going to take advantage of this. However, what I was really surprised in is the fact that some of these drivers that took tires, they're not going to race hard because they know that when the stage comes out and people pit, what they got is what they got. They're not going to put on more tires. So it's going to be interesting. If you're a guy like Dylan McDonald, sure, use all your stuff. Get through the field, win the stage. Get some of that good mojo going early. But I'm going to be really curious to see at the end of this line who's saving their stuff, and then how good are they going to be when we go back to green at the end, to start stage 2.
Yeah, as we just hit the 1 to go, it shocked me that Christopher Tate didn't come down and take tires, because like you said that we had that caution at Nashville. Christopher Tate was that guy who went and took tires before the end of the stage, and he worked his way through the field very fast, and he took tires at the stage too, and it gained him a lot of track position. Yet he decided not to here. Maybe he just doesn't feel like it's worth it, but kind of seems like you're going against what you've already learned.
Yeah, it worked really well for him in Nashville, so I'm very curious to see what this restart holds, especially for our top guys that stayed out, that are going to be fending off a very hungry field.
So yeah, top 6 here. You got 2 races going on here, those without tires and those with tires. Top 6, top 3 rows did not take tires. So you got the 38 of Dylan McDonald and the 8 of Ryan Sizemore are going to be your first 2 with tires. Notable who also took tires, Kyle Rocket Spees also did take tires, who was a part of your championship 4.
Yep, watch tire spin on this restart, Blake.
Especially from those top 6 is Christopher Tate has a bit of a gap to the guy behind him, as we are green here in Homestead again, as Gardner got a fantastic restart on the top side.
Yep, and here they go into turn 1, side by side. Going to be very interesting.
McDonald.
Oh, look at him go, making it 3 wide. They might not even make it back a whole nother lap before McDonald gets the lead.
Oh, man, Jonathan, the boss man, lead stuck right in the middle, nowhere he can go. Going to try to pull up, can't do it there.
Oh, man, 28.
Ooh. That's just a record that didn't happen.
That's insane. As Kyle Spees and Dylan McDonald have made their way as to 28 gets loose, and he saves it back there. As Dylan McDonald's already up to 3rd. It took him 1 lap to go from 7th to 3rd. Kyle Rocket Spees is right there underneath Gibney in third now, or fourth
Yeah,
now.
he is, and he's going to hold him off a little bit here off of turn number 2. Puts your championship 4 drivers back up to the front, as here they are. Look, Dylan McDonald almost looking 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, he decided better of it, but look at Spees.
Spees said, nope, I'll do it.
Goodness. Coming out of turn 4, we see side-by-side action all the way through
Tate
the
blocks the
field.
38.
Oh,
As
I would
he
say
is.
that's
Man.
Kyle Spees shot out of there like a rocket, guys. Woo!
Tate is not liking what he's seeing as Dylan McDonald on his low side as well as Kyle Spees. Kyle Spees is looking low. They're 3 wide for the lead between the championship 4.
Man,
Kyle
Spees
Spees
sent it.
He has this track figured out. I have not seen anyone send it as hard as he is right now and sticking it. This is insane.
It's going to be really interesting, though, like, how much is he using his stuff right now? I'm very curious to see when everybody pits and this all reshuffles, does his aggressiveness come back to bite him in stage 2?
We only have about 13, 14 laps to go in the stage. It's going to be interesting to see if can you just burn your tires up with no regard, or is someone going to catch you doing that?
Going into 3 and 4, we see pretty even spacing between at least our first 5. We have a battle back there, I think, with a yep, there he is, our 4th playoff driver in line. Did Gardner take tires on that run? I think he's having a little bit of a difficulty getting through traffic.
He did not take tires. It was kind of shocking that he fell this far back, because he got a great jump on the leader of Christopher Tate when the restart happened, and then like once they went into 1, he just kind of fell back.
You know, speaking of, I'm having to wonder, where do you want to be on the restarts now? Or do you want the inside or do you want that outside? I almost want this outside. You saw how well Gardner was able to really stay up there with Tate on that outside and really carry the momentum. So I wonder how that's going to play into a factor later in this race.
I mean, in the initial start, Dylan McDonald started on the outside, and he cleared Christopher Tate on the bottom, and he held the lead up until the restart, or until the caution. So it's maybe if you have someone that's extremely talented on the bottom, they can make it stick, but like that outside, you can just pin them down to the bottom and make that whole corner really awkward.
Well, I tell you what, one big topic of conversation as drivers is confidence, and we have a big confidence booster on the line as these 2 drivers are going to approach 10 laps to go, going for the stage win. 2 finalists for this championship. Who's going to get that first boost of confidence? Will it be Spees or McDonald?
Tell you what, we have a big pack back here at around about 7th with championship 4 contender Kyle Gardner, as he has a whole bunch of cars around him.
See, I think me personally, if you're in the final 4 and you're on old tires and you find yourself in this mess, just back out. I mean,
100%.
What else do you have to drive for right now? It's not stage points. It's, oh, man, it's real
you find
close.
yourself in sketchy situations like this. There's no point to put yourself through this. If stage points don't matter, just back out.
Yeah, just...
as he gets contact from the back.
He's getting everywhere. Wow.
Wow, Vernon Reese just sending in on him. As he does have a bit of left rear damage because of that. Wow.
That will affect him in terms of corner entry, I feel. That car is going to want to step out on him now.
And is he going to give a 00 a little bit of a
I feel like he's lost a lot in his car as if you're seeing now hemorrhaging positions.
But he's going to have that extra set of tires, though. It's early in the race. These points don't matter.
As coming to, I believe, 7 to go here on the backstretch, the top 2 kind of ran away from the field. Kyle Spees and Dylan McDonald fighting it out for the lead. As Dylan sends it into the corner, makes it stick, and I believe they're going to be side by side. Yes, they are down the front stretch this time. Drag race.
To the line, and it is Spees at the line, fending McDonald off. They're going to send it into 1. It's going to be interesting to see how these 2 drivers manage their lines here in 1 and 2.
You know what's insane is there are 7 wins between these 2 drivers alone right now, battling first and second.
I mean, you're seeing... we really haven't seen it a whole lot. Oh, contact between the 2 in the corner.
Oh, that was just a little kiss. Is this another little kiss?
He's going to do it again.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
This is hard. This is hard, but this is clean racing. It's hard, but it's clean.
That's why these two are of the best of this league. They are going for the Final Four. They are here battling for a championship. Cream rising to the top here.
They're side by side for a few laps now, wondering how long is this going to continue. As Spees sends it into the corner, is he going to be able to make it stick?
We'll take a look at Chris Wheeler here reeling him in.
Yeah, these two have been battling. You're seeing the 6 have now crept quietly back up there as he's got it within half a second now. Seeing Dylan going to try again on the bottom.
I've noticed something about McDonald's car and
caution on the
caution.
All right, let's see. Ooh, we've got a. Let's see what this issue's for.
Ooh, I see Gibney, Reese, Kobler. Kobler in another wreck.
Gibney's into the wall, gets into the 0-0. Oh, and it just shoots him into Jonathan Leach. Oh, Kyle
man.
Gardner's in there.
Wow.
Big wreck.
Yeah. Be curious to see if that number 49 machine, how long is he going to stay on pit road? The good thing about Homestead is, though, it's a big track, so you can most certainly take a long time to repair your car.
He took some heavy damage on the right in the rear of his car there by Mike Sabanovsky. Nothing that Mike could do, both of them trying to avoid the wreck as a whole. So,
Well, he already did have that damage from Vernon Reese, but this certainly didn't help matters.
No, not at all. All right, let's see. We're going to have a couple. This should be the end of the stage, if I'm not mistaken.
Think so.
5 laps within the stage end, yeah, so that should give Kyle Rocket Speeds a stage win. Not that the points matter for tonight, but hey, they come down pit lane. I imagine 4 tires all the way around for everybody.
Kyle Gardner is not pitting.
I'm just as baffled as you are, Blake. I don't know if are we seeing this right?
Yeah, I was thinking he's lapped down, but no, he's your leader.
I mean, there's only so many sets of tires you can save, right?
I mean, he has rear end damage, 37 lap old tires.
Wow. I mean, guys, I go out here and I try to, be smart about strategy. This is a whole new level of thinking if Kyle's got something up his sleeve.
I mean, he may just have goals beyond our understanding. I don't know. I mean, I just can't think why you wouldn't. You were just involved in the caution. You haven't pit the entire race. You borderline are out of fuel at this point, man. Like, I don't...
Very interesting.
I'm going to go back here into Christopher Tate's pip here and see, does he take tires? And Christopher Tate does not take tires on this pit stop. Looks like it was a fuel only, maybe fix up some damage.
Well, I'm going to say that Wheeler is on the same boat he is, because he came out in front of Tate.
Yep, only 6 seconds on his stop, and Ryan Sizemore in that what will show is a 28 car on track, 3 car on your ticker going across the top, filling in for Charles Whitehead. That is Ryan Sizemore there. So if anybody gets a little confusion on that way they have that idea. It looks like he also took fuel only on a 10.5 second stop. Everyone else behind looking like they're got themselves some fresh feel goods, and we'll see how this race goes. I'm very interested to see what Kyle Gardner's plan is here, because there's I don't know, unless they're letting him race out the stage, but I don't think so.
Maybe. I have no clue. I mean, but once again, Dylan McDonald and Kyle Spees are going to be your first 2 with tires for the second caution in a row.
I mean, Angel, I know I'm just the new guy here, but and I know tradition is to bring in the stage winner, but can we at least ask him what he's thinking? This is truly baffling. He hasn't even pitted yet.
All right, let's see if he doesn't pit right here. And actually, yes, he's gonna pit here.
Maybe he was just trying to get that lap led.
Yeah. Again, points don't matter though.
Yeah,
so
I don't quite know, but
maybe he's just stat padding.
I don't. Oh, I think Dylan McDonald was out front at the end of that stage, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
I do believe so, and it's kind of weird to go pit with the one to go. I mean, they're double file right now.
Oh, you know what? We gotta get these interviews in at one point. All right, next caution break. Let's remember to bring one of these guys in. I think championship drivers, maybe they deserve to be spoken to at least once they're in the race.
Maybe this is a fuel call by the 49, but I mean, he's got so much for damage to repair. He's out now,
and he didn't fix it. And I know they just cleared his black flags, but normally that is actually a
drive-through, isn't it? I thought so.
Yeah, they cleared his penalty. That's actually not supposed to happen. He's supposed to get a drive-through for that.
That's a little surprising there. But you're right. If the fuel window's about 40 laps, we have just under that. We're gonna have 41, or sorry, just over that, 41 laps to go to the end of the second stage.
Yeah, and because the stage ended early, these guys could be in a fuel pickle now.
Yes, we're going to see Dylan McDonald's going to be pushed up to fourth, going to be pushing the 54 of Christopher Tate, who has the preferred line, as we're going to go green here for stage 2 at Homestead.
It's a pretty good restart there for Christopher Tate as they dive down here into turn number 1. It's side by side. Chris Wheeler bounces off Dylan McDonald, but both cars look pretty good. They're still good to go through here off of 2.
Wow. A lot of door banging here at Homestead. Didn't expect that to get away with here at 1.5 miles as Dylan just shoves the 54 into turn 3.
He had such a run going into turn number 3 there. And here comes a couple other drivers.
He's going to block him.
Boy, Dylan gets loose there. He's got the run.
Wow, side by side at the line for first. These battles just don't quit.
Tate said, go ahead, go take it. Go take it.
Man, I can't believe at 1.5 miles how much these people are hitting each other and getting away with it.
And here comes Kyle Rocket Spees back there as well, right behind Jeffrey Vickery. He's up into the 7th position. Battle for second right now between Ryan Sizemore, Christopher Tate. Here comes Wes Fuller on the outside with a hell of a run there. He's going to take a 2-for-1 special.
Wow. Last time we saw him, he blinked out of existence, fell to the back of the pack. Now he's second.
21 sends it 3 wide and makes it work. Man, the 54 is not in a good
4
spot here.
4 wide almost. My goodness.
The guy who has been the class of this league in terms of raw speed for so long, now sinking like a rock. That might be deliberate as that 54 continues to fall.
Yeah, well, he didn't take tires.
He's given up a lot of positions at this point. I mean, he is hemorrhaging positions. I don't know, even if you save the tires with the best of them on a long green flag run, if you can pass all these people, as he's dropped from 10th or from 1st to 10th, 11th now in only 3 laps.
Well, we talked about possibly making it to the end of the stage on fuel. You know, he could just be thinking, well, let me go ahead and try to save as much as I can here, knowing I have my old tires, and let these guys push it.
Falls back to, I believe, 13th now. Wow.
Strong battle for second that we have right now between Wes Fuller and Jeffrey Vickery. Kyle Rocket Spees, he's found his way back up here to the 4th position, and Wally Babb has made his debut into the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, Wally Babb's had a quiet night, but is slowly creeping to the top 5. I think that's similar to what he did last week at Nashville.
It's something that Wally Babb has done all season long, really.
Yep, I was just about to say that, Angel. As a driver, let me tell you, as a driver, you can count on towards the end of these things, that number 99 machine somehow, some way makes his way back up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, perfect that, we have a driver who ran this league all season, to be able to really confirm that for us. But yeah, Wally Babb is just kind of, always been there, always figured out a way. He seems like he's had a ton of bad luck this season. I really think he could have made the playoffs. Just getting caught up and stuff. As, man, you see these guys fanned out in the back there.
Wes Fuller is riding that wall. I'm wondering how close is he going to get before he makes that same mistake that cost him in stage 1.
Yeah, well, right now he's battling hard here with Jeffrey Vickery. Here comes Kyle Spees right up there. And Dylan McDonald really only about half a second in front of these guys, not really gaining or losing on any of them.
Which is kind of shocking considering he has the clean air and they're battling for position and all that dirty air.
Something I've I've noticed about that 38 machine, guys, is that when he is on the bottom of the racetrack, you'll see him go into 3 and 4 here. He hangs right where the dark gray sort of ends. He's not right down on that white line. And in that first stage, I noticed that 54 car, he was able to wrap that white line when he chose to run the bottom. McDonald hasn't really shown that kind of control out of his car just yet.
I mean, running that bottom line here where you see the groove end, essentially, is really, really sketchy, but if you can make it work, it definitely works. I think Dylan might just be taking it safe here. Because where that it gets lighter on the track, that's just not it's not aging, it's the tire, the dark part of the track, which is pretty much from there all the way to the wall. That's where people have been running the entire race, and you're seeing that's where rubber's being laid down, and that's where the grip is. Where it's light there on the bottom, there is no grip, and especially when you're down there with the paint, which makes you even more loose.
Yeah, but loose is fast sometimes. Sometimes you want to get up on that paint and let that car just kind of glide right around it. And if you can really make it work, it can actually really help you on the inside there.
Yeah, loose is also tire wear, though.
That is true, yes. And Homestead is, in fact, tire wear as well.
We have a great battle for second, a 3-car battle as Kyle Spees is starting to work on Wes Fuller here.
Yeah, I saw, if you guys remember, Spees, Squeeze. Oh, there he goes, into third. But Spees, we saw at the end of stage 1, remember, he was able to really send it into these corners. And we saw that going into 3 here. Not so much here in 1, but definitely he might be going back to that tactic now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a little too early, because he's doing that on a short run, and it hadn't bitten him yet. Or hadn't bit him yet. I'm wondering if he's trying to send it, but he's like trying to be reserved about it in a way, almost like just halfway send it, so he's not burning up his tires too much.
I've also found Spees really likes to kind of drive where they ain't, and where that just means is he's not afraid to run that middle group. He's not right up next to the wall, but he's not right where you just talked about, Blake, where now here we go back down here. Man, I'm never going back up here again. Every time I talk, somebody does something different. But
you'll realize it's not you. It's exactly what happens all the time.
But regardless, that 36 machine, he seems really comfortable kind of driving where they're not, going 3 wide, using the middle of the racetrack.
I mean, that kind of goes back to the point where I said in the pre-race show where you have to run them where they ain't, because that's where clean air is. Dirty air is a big factor in when you're trying to pass someone. You can't pass someone when you're right behind them.
You know, to allude to what you were talking about there, Zach, and to kind of give a little example that so happens to involve you. A couple of weeks ago, you got into a little bit of an incident with Mr. Kevin Gibney Jr., where you gave him a little bit of a love tap into the turn. And I'm saying over broadcast, oh yeah, that's nothing. You know, those 2 drivers are clean. There's no problem. That's just a racing incident. And all of a sudden, Greg, Mr. Race Control, just jumps in here and says, "Oh, Zach just admitted to doing that on purpose."
Well, sometimes when you drive behind somebody for that long and you're trying to get to where they ain't, and they keep going where you're going, that's as Joey Logano would say, that's just short track racing. So. Unfortunate there, but regardless, it all worked out. It all worked out. So, but great battle we see here in the top 3 is Spees. Now he's kind of ditched the whole not running where they ain't, and he's pressing that intimidator button. If I can't get around you by going somewhere else, I'm just gonna try to mirror drive you.
Yeah, I've been watching from his cockpit camera, and it seems like he's been comfortable just riding behind. He's been comfortable riding behind Jeffrey Vickery, and he was in fact pushing him a bit on the stretches, so I'm thinking maybe he's wanting him to get up to Dylan McDonald and wear his stuff up, and then Kyle Spees comes in with the fresher, not as worn tires.
What is that? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he's got to try to outmaneuver McDonald, so if he's got to use Vickery to get there, then so be it.
Well, I mean, it'd be a great idea if you can push Vickery up there and get the 2 of them battling. He could then sneak past the both of them. We see what he could do in the middle of a turn, taking them 3 wide to the middle.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of battles on the track. I believe those 2 are the closest to each other on the track. As Christopher Tate still stuck there in 13th, and Kyle Gardner is in 15th. Your other 2 playoff drivers, Kyle Spees and Dylan McDonald, in 3rd and 1st, respectively. So kind of all over the board.
If you remember, Kyle Gardner, he did that kind of mind-blowing thing at the end of that stage where he didn't repair damage. He came down late. He just kind of did everything we didn't think he should do, and he's paying the price for it in terms of pace right now. But honestly, I think he'll be okay at a big track here like Homestead.
Maybe. He is 23 seconds behind, and that's about 10 seconds away from Dylan McDonald now. So if he isn't careful, Dylan might get around him before the stage end here.
What a goal that would be for Dylan, right? If I can lap a playoff contender. Ooh.
But at the same time, odds are he's not going to lap Chris Wheeler. So if he does, then... Because if I'm Dylan McDonald, if I could lap Wheeler as well, then maybe I would push it. But with it being so far behind Chris Wheeler still, Kyle Gardner's going to get the lucky dog on the stage break anyway. So I wouldn't exactly try to make it your game plan and maybe, push it too hard trying to catch him and lap him. But I think it's one of those situational moments where I'm like, if he's there, sure, take it. But at the same time, mind your own game as well.
I will say at this point, this is the point in the with the last two cautions where we're about 17 laps into this run. This is a round where the cautions start coming out. Even though there's not a whole lot of people around each other except for the top three, I believe the racing troll is a little trigger happy with the caution flags. He's been calling them for some spins, and he did it at Nashville. So I wouldn't be surprised if just there's a single car spin if there is a Texas-like caution in real life.
Right now,
you saw that. Oh, go ahead, Angel.
I was going to say, right now we do have a battle on track between the 48 of Ricky Gonzalez and the 28 of Ryan Sizemore, currently battling it out for 9th.
Yes, they're both running the high line, so it's going to be interesting to see if Sizemore can get around him that way.
Huge run to the backstretch. Man. I tell you what, that 28 car, he is committed to right next to that wall. There's no way I'd be up that close to the wall.
Well, look at the run he's getting. As you mentioned, he's all over the back bumper of the 48. He's going to give the 48 a good shove down the front stretch there. Sometimes you got to be careful when you're that lead car and you get that shove. Kind of takes away, you have to, adjust your braking zone at that point or else you're going to go into the wall.
It doesn't get that much closer to the wall. Oh, man, these two are going at it right now here. Racing this hard for position. I think right now between these two drivers, it's all about pride, trying to maximize what you got right now.
So you're seeing Sizemore get a little tight there on exit, but he's going to get that draft down the front stretch, and here he comes back again towards him. Wow, he really sent it into that corner. Wow. Oh, he's in the wall.
Jump back to your lead here as top three cars are within 0.7 of a second of each other, all running almost identical lap times within 1/10 of each other.
Yeah, as we've hit the halfway point here in the stage, can they go the full 40 laps, and will they be able to make it the entire time on fuel?
Yeah, that makes me wonder for some of these guys. It looks like Jonathan Leach, the boss man, over in 7th place. He came in one lap after everybody and was able to top off. And of course, we know Kyle Gardner topped off right before they went green as well. So I would say Jonathan Leach is in your best position to make it to the end, considering he's got at least a couple tenths of a tank extra, I guess. What do you guys think here?
I really think everybody's on the same playing field. That one extra or two extra caution laps, they don't really matter a whole much because most of the field should be pressing the clutch in the first place anyway to save fuel. So
yeah, that was true.
I think everyone's pretty much on the same playing field here.
Unless
you got that one guy who's running in second gear the entire pace laps.
Well, that's on them.
Yeah.
He did have a break. Sorry,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Okay. I tell you what, though, guys. We're talking here about fuel, right? Trying to make it to the end of the stage. I'm really curious. Does McDonald, if this thing is close, right? Everybody is trying to maximize their stuff. you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Vickery or Spees. They've been in the draft of another guy throughout this whole run, and here's McDonald pushing all that clean air all by himself, not really having the opportunity to maybe breathe the throttle down the backstretch like the guys behind him.
Yeah, you almost have that Daytona Talladega effect where when you're leading the pack, you're using the most fuel. But speaking of another playoff driver who I think is just in not a great position, Christopher Tate sitting 12th. He did gain another position, but he didn't pit at the stage, so he has about 5 less laps than the guys who did pit.
Well, that's a whole different ball game, isn't it? So we very well could be seeing green flag pit stops before this stage end.
Yeah, that might be part of the reason why he's backed off as much as he has. 17, almost 18 seconds behind the leaders right now, because knowing that he's going to be close on fuel. And that could be part of what Kyle Spees has been doing. We talked about him just being content to ride behind Jeffrey Vickery there. They've now shortened this lead of the top 3 from 7 tenths to only 5 tenths. Maybe just sitting behind Jeffrey trying to get some of that fuel saving abilities.
I mean, you can definitely tell these guys are slowing way up into the corners. I mean, they're going from 170 to about 135 miles an hour in these corners, so they're letting way off, especially running the bottom. They're running the quickest way around the track, the bottom shortest way around the track, see if they can save the most fuel. As Dylan McDonald's, I believe, starting to get the draft of Gardner.
Here we go, a playoff driver going a lap down here in the final race of the season. As we mentioned earlier, Kyle Gaerttner, not a whole lot of reason to panic right now, as we are just a smidgen over halfway as McDonald goes to the inside. We're going to see if he's going to fight for it. Nope, he's going to roll out the throttle. Here comes McDonald.
And Spees is going to try to use him as a pick here, as he's going to go to the bottom of Jeffrey Vickery.
Yeah, what a storyline. I did not expect a playoff driver to go a lap down here in the final race of the season.
I don't think anyone did. This is kind of shocking, to be honest with you, as Spees has completed the pass on Vickery.
Oh, that's going to be real close. Wow. It's funny, having a close moment right there. Kyle Gardner reminded me of it. This time last year, he was also battling for a championship here at Homestead in the Gen 6 cars, and it was in a backfire league that was, preceded this one that Hupka runs. And in the championship race, I was myself going a lap down, trying to do some strategy as well. And so I said, "Hey Gardner, where do you want me?" All right, cool. Trying to stay out of your way. And the guy in front of me smacks the wall and just wipes me and Gardner out at the same time. And as he's battling for a championship, so he said, "Man, I felt like it was a good time to remind you of that fun situation." And luckily that we don't have to be around each other for this one.
Yeah, Spees did clear Vickery and is seeming to run away from Vickery, and he's starting to track down McDonald a bit. When he's trying to get around Vickery, he lost a bit of time to the 38, but now he's back within 0.3 of a second of the leader.
So we're nearing 10 laps to go between now and the end of this stage. My thing now is, if you are a driver who is planning on pitting, especially maybe with like 5 laps to go, as we talked about with Christopher Tate, how are you going to position yourself on the racetrack to make the call, I'm going to go down pit road? You got to find yourself a piece of clean real estate and make sure that entry on a pit road is super smooth, because every track we go to, pit road entry is a little different, and certainly I don't think these drivers expected to pit this early.
Yeah, but luckily most of the field is kind of spread apart right now. Not a whole lot of people that are right up close to each other, so not a whole lot of worries at the moment. But this isn't like, there's no IndyCar rules here, so you don't have to go through that access road and turns 3 and 4 that way. So you just kind of dump off of 4, off of the actual banking, and just turn in right there and hope you don't speed and hope you make it.
Definitely. Go ahead.
But if we do have pit stops, like you said, they should start happening about in the next few laps is when they should start, if everybody makes it.
I think Kyle Spees has shown a little bit of his hand here late in the run, kind of reeling in our leader. It's going to be interesting. Does he have anything for McDonald?
He's got to be thinking 1 of 2 ways in his head. 1, he doesn't have enough fuel, so he's going for it. 2, he has enough fuel, so he's going for it.
Either way, he's going for it.
He's not trying to save. Either he knows he has it, or he knows he doesn't. So just in case, he's going to try to pass him if he doesn't. But if he does have it, he's going to go for it anyway. But he's showing that he either definitely has it or definitely doesn't.
There's no in between.
Now I'm thinking Vickery might be teetering on the edge here, as Dylan McDonald is now on the same straightaway as Chris Wheeler, another lap car. Now that is a sight that Gardner did not want to see.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at first, is does he have an opportunity to catch Chris Wheeler? We're going to jump briefly on board of the 38. You see Chris Wheeler right there. Odds are he's going to catch him here in the next couple of laps and put him a lap down. This is where Kyle Gardner will get stuck a lap down.
Now, if you're McDonald and you see that car, you're going as fast as, but him and Spees both want the 6 to be a lap down, so it pins Gaerttner a lap down. Now, what I do want to see, because they're going to catch him, they're reeling him very fastly, is Spees going to use him as a pick again?
It is. Oh, he's going to send it in there. Wow. And it's stuck.
He makes it stick.
Oh, my goodness.
There he goes. Ow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
You're right. He might show his hand here, because how did he make it stick this late into the run that way?
He's shown that long run speed at the end of stage 1. He's going to do it again here in stage 2.
Wow.
He's starting to pull away from McDonald, too. Wow.
As a driver, when you get to a racetrack where Kyle Spees is comfortable, everybody knows it, because he's that much more aggressive. He's that much more confident. I notice it, right? Where if we're at a track where he winds up winning, he's got the ability, I think more so than anybody in the field, to just flex at any moment, and we're seeing it right now.
I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of people outright in any race send it this hard in the corners and make it stick like Kyle Spees is doing tonight. It is really impressive to watch.
All right, we are nearing the end of the stage. As previously mentioned, only 5 laps to go left in it. Currently, Kyle Rocket Spees in first place. He's got himself about a 3.5 of a second lead over Dylan McDonald, who's dominated this race so far. Jeffrey Vickery about half a second behind them in third. Christian Roos up to fourth. Wally Babb still holding on to fifth. Wes Fuller in sixth. Jonathan Leach, the boss man, running in seventh in our ESBN colors. Christopher Tate's made his way back up here to the 8th position after dropping to 13th or 14th earlier. And here comes Kevin Gibney Jr. He's going to be the first one to make it down pit lane.
And he was one of those drivers who I do not believe pit at the last stage.
And he's actually going to go ahead and use his fast repair right there as well.
Now, Vernon Reese is quickly being caught by Kyle Spees. Maybe another car going a lap down, which is once again Gardner's worst nightmare.
Yeah, and he's running. So, go ahead.
Yeah, because if Reese goes a lap down here, guys, remember, if this stays green, we have this caution that's coming up next at the end of this stage for an opportunity for somebody to get a lap back, and then from there on in, it's green. So there's
you have one guaranteed caution. That's it. You have one more guaranteed caution as Vernon Reese is going a lap down, and he's going to try to fight it, but I just don't. Yeah, he's going to see. He's just washing at the track. He's not going to be able to defend himself. As we're coming to, I believe, 2 laps to go in the stage.
Yep, 2 laps to go.
Wow.
Right now, your closest battle continues to be the 48 and the 28 here, right on top of each other. Still, good 20 laps later.
Now you do have 4 cars, 1 lap down: Gibney, Gardner, Wheeler, and Reese. Now I will say I think Gibney's going to be okay as well. I don't think he's going to take tires. I don't think he's going to pit here at the stage, so he should get away from it. I believe Vernon Reese is going to get the lucky dog, but Wheeler and Gardner are in a really, really tough spot here as Kyle Spees comes around turn 4 for 1 to go in the stage 2.
Yep, 1 lap to go here in this stage. It's going to be who can keep it up, who's going to be able to win this, win this race, win this championship. And here's Dylan McDonald now under attack from Jeffrey Vickery. So the long run here, maybe Dylan's going to have to figure something out, maybe push a little bit too hard somewhere in that run and allow these guys to get right up by him here.
He's going to have to work on it, especially with this very long last stage. But Kyle Spees coming out of 4, leading. He's had great late run speed, wins stage 2, and victory barely gets McDonald at the line.
Boy, oh boy, Grandma Sue rooting him on. I know she's happy to see Kyle Rocket Spees here taking the stage win. We're going to give these guys an opportunity to come. Actually, let's go ahead and... No, we're going to have to wait, give these guys an opportunity to figure out their strategy, although I'm pretty sure it's going to be clear to come in, take 4 tires, and top her off.
Yeah, that should be the way to go, I'd say, unless you're the 63 Gibney Jr. I feel like he's the only one in the field that shouldn't pit here. But the other 14 guys that are still here, got 2 DNFs thus far. The 14 other guys that are here, they should definitely come in and get 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
I'm really shocked, guys, that we talked about him, that Christopher Tate was able to really woe it down in the beginning of the run. He dropped all the way to the end of the field, and he worked his way back up methodically through the field while making sure, saving his stuff in the beginning of the run to finish 8th in that stage.
It is impressive, but 8th is not going to win a championship. I can tell you that right now. So he's going to have to really pick up the pace here for stage 3. And he was 27 seconds behind the leader at the line. So he's going to have to definitely pick up the pace. As you're seeing, if you guys stay out, I believe that's 2 lap cars. You got Wheeler and Gaerttner going to both stay out here, as Wheeler is the lucky dog, but Reese is the lucky dog, and Wheeler's just gonna take the wave around, and Kyle Gardner
gets a wave around.
Gets a wave around too, so he's gonna be 40 laps on the same set of tires once again.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem for Gardner. Is he's gonna need a very quick caution to be able to come down and hit pit lane, because he's gonna need fuel at all points.
And he's got no gas. Repair.
Oh, Kyle Spees is gonna barely edge out Jeffrey Vickery off of pit lane there. Wow, what a battle! That was close. All right, let's go ahead and bring in your stage winner here, Kyle Rocket Spees. Kyle Rocket Spees, this is Angel, Blake, and Zach in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got us here, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, finally getting a chance to speak with our first playoff driver of the evening, being able to just absolutely rotate that bottom lane late in the run. Kyle, what a fantastic power move there. What are you going to have for these guys here in the second half of the race?
I think it's going to come down to strategy tonight, in my opinion. I know I got Dylan. He's been racing me great tonight. I also know Kyle and Tate are just sitting back there waiting for this right here. So I'm going to try to still stay on the same strategy, stay consistent, stay on the bottom on the late run. But I think it comes down to the pit stops tonight, and I hope I do it correctly and win it tonight.
Man, well, we're certainly rooting it on. You guys are putting on a fantastic battle for us. And as always, you know, Grandma Sue is watching, rooting you on. So good luck tonight, buddy. And we'll see if we're talking to you at the end of this one.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're going to rush through that one kind of briefly. That way we have the opportunity to bring in at least one of our other playoff drivers here, Christopher Tate. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on in now. And Zach, I'll let you handle this one.
I'll clean that.
Oh, sorry, Chris. We pulled you out of your conversation there.
Oh, you're good.
Christopher, this is Zach, Blake, and Angel in the SRM booth. You have had a crazy up and down night. Now things are kind of resetting themselves here. What's in front of you here to win a championship?
Tire conservation, really. That strategy, depending on if we get any cautions or not. It's just gonna, if we stay green, it's just gonna be a matter of taking care of your stuff and then just being there at the end, and that's what we're planning on doing right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Chris, how many laps roughly are you getting on a fuel run here?
Roughly around 43 to 47.
43, 47. All
So
right.
just under or just over a stage.
All right. Well, good luck in the rest of the stage 3, bud.
All right, thank you.
All right. That should cover at least two of our guys here.
I mean, we can bring in Dylan while he's going green. Why not?
Ow! As funny as this for some of us, it might not be quite well accepted.
You know, I've
No.
been there. It's not fun.
We're in the entertainment business, Angel.
Oh, that's what the broadcaster's curse is for. You just, once things are going too well and gets a little boring, you're still going out there and let chaos ensue.
You know, going into stage three here quickly, I don't care about the broadcaster's curse. I've done it every race. Do we want to make picks for this championship winner?
You know what? Zach, you're going to be our guest tonight. You started off. Who do you got?
I don't know, guys. Dylan McDonald's been crazy quick, so I think I'm going to have to change up my midweek pick and pick McDonald here.
Blake?
I think it's hard to go against Kyle Spees here. He showed late run speed, and if he can manage his pit stops, he will be good to go.
I like to root for chaos. I'm going to say we're going to have some type of chaos happen, and Kyle Gardner's going to come back and win this championship. We got a long race to go, guys.
Now, none of us picked him, which kind of shocked me. I wouldn't be surprised that 54 can as well come back and win this race, as he's in the top 5 already.
Tell you what, he almost got creamed coming into one. He got sideswiped there by, as you guys call him, the boss man. They were side by side going into the corner and nearly.
Get into the wall.
Ooh! Action everywhere! Sideways! There's a wreck! Oh, big one!
Caution!
Wow.
You had a lot of stuff going on. I mean, that wasn't caused by one. You had like 4 people spin at the same time. Gibney sends it too hard. He gets loose. You have the 48 spinning already. Wow, yeah, you had 3 people spin at the same time at different spots.
Look how close Kyle Gaerttner is, guys, from getting in this wreck from the 48 car. I mean, it is half a car length. Maybe by the time 48 gets into the wall, a rear bumper cam would really do you justice here on Gaerttner. Because how did he get away?
Well, you know what? We're going to do just that for you. We're going to go ahead and jump on board here with him here. I know it's one of mine. Let me make sure I select the right one.
Yeah, his left rear suspension cam is insane. The 48 was inches away.
We're looking behind himself right here. Oh my goodness! Woo-hoo-hoo! You know, I got one more great view. And for those watching the broadcast, this should be just a perfect view right here. We're gonna jump right off of his that rear window there on the driver's side of the car to see how close that 48 comes, and there he is. Wow. And
Doesn't get closer than that.
Does that that works out perfect for Kyle Gardner because he's avoids the wreck and he can come down and top off and get a new set of fresh Goodyears.
Yeah, that is the caution that Gardner needed, and now
Didn't
he's
I
going to have
say
the 4 fresh tires.
Chaos would ensue and he was going to find his way back up here?
Hey, we still have
All the
50 laps to go.
That is true,
All
but it
the
happened a
wrong-
lot quicker than I expected it to.
all the wrongs are going to be righted right here in the commentating booth. If you call this Angel, man, all the curses are gone.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. I think I deserve at least half the purse at that point.
As
Oh,
the 6
boy.
of Chris Wheeler also gets, this is a big caution for him as he took the wave around and didn't pit at the stage. He's going to get his 4 fresh tires.
All right, we still looks like we are at least 2 to go. So how about we bring in, let's see, Kyle Gardner himself. Let's bring up. Did he pit? He didn't pit, did he? You know what? We're gonna go ahead and bring in Kyle Gardner. And Blake, I'm gonna let you handle this one. Kyle Gardner, this is Angel, Blake, and Zach here in the ESPN broadcast booth. You got us, buddy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. Blake, what you got him for him?
Kyle, big caution there for you. Got back on the lead lap. Now tell me, we're on lap 89 to 150. How do you work your way through the field back here in 12th to win this championship?
Well, I'm hoping that saving the set of tires pays off. Like you said, the caution was a huge help. I definitely needed that. But for the first 2 stages, I only was on the original set of tires. So I still have 3 left, and hopefully if there's a late caution,
I can take advantage of it.
I gotta ask, man, you got some pretty big rear end damage. How much is that affecting you on this track right now?
Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of aero drag to it, but right now I'm just trying to keep it clean, and I think next time I get into the pits, I'm going to use that fast repair.
All right, buddy, we're hitting the 1 to go here. Good luck this last stage and bring home a championship.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good interview by me.
Well, the driver makes the interview, I think. So, but good job, Blake.
I was taking notes the whole time, Blake. The whole time.
But you know what? I heard they're a confident Kyle Gardner. He did not seem at one point there worried at all.
He seemed kind of giddy, honestly. I mean, he was happy. I mean, I feel like he thinks it's going to be caution field 3rd stage, and he has those tires to back it up, and he's ready.
Man, that gets me giddy a bit. That makes me excited for this.
Man, we're hitting this 1 to go here, going through 3 and 4. I wonder if we're going to go. We've had some pretty great green flag runs. I'm wondering if this is going to continue in stage 3 or the intensity is ramping up. Maybe more cautions. You never know. But at some point, you run out of cars to make cautions.
That's true. 60 laps to go here. Kyle Rocket Spees with a fantastic restart.
Look at Christopher Tate sitting at 3 wide.
Man, did we forget about Christopher Tate almost? Did we forget that he had some pretty good speed all year long?
Oh, man, they're tight right there, too.
Everybody's trying to be nice and careful. He's got to hope, though, in being 3 wide, they don't wreck and take you out in the process.
Yeah, Wes Fuller's trying to get around the 14. Look at the 28 with a pretty good run through the corner as I think the 54 is regretting his choice on passing on the bottom as he is losing positions and fast. Back to 6th now. 28
tags the wall. They're off of 4. But, man, you read my mind. You said it right before I was going to say the 54 was not able to complete that 3-wide pass and kind of stuck him on the bottom. But, I think he had the opportunity to move up there, staying at the bottom here, maybe doing exactly what he talked about and saving his equipment for the end of this one as he got a little loose there off of 2.
Yeah, that's really the first time I haven't seen someone make a 3-wide work. Every time someone's sent a 3-wide tonight, they have gained the positions, even when they have been on the bottom, and he's struggling right now.
Oh, 99's loose, almost gets into him.
Oh, bad.
Wow, Wally Babb.
Wow.
Wally Babb, that is the save of the year. We're putting it there on the mantle. Could have absolutely taken out 2 of our 4 playoff drivers in one moment there. And I don't know how he didn't wreck it.
Got into the wall due to that. Got some pretty bad right side damage and a little bit of left side damage as well.
Oh, the 49 is going to be just fine. He even said it. He'll be happy to take his fast repair on the next one.
86 around.
There's a caution.
Man, Angel wanted chaos, everybody. Everybody was watching.
This is Angel's fault.
Yeah, this is entertainment.
And I'm the one complaining about not getting to bed early enough. This is my fault today.
86 looks like he gets loose coming out of 4. Tries to send it a little too hard. He's sideways. Gibney's right below him. And Gibney has nowhere to go and just turns him down into the inside wall.
Great save, though, for the 86 not coming down and smacking that wall. Something you see very often here when you're sideways off of these turns. Not always are you able to lock it down and keep it from smacking that inside wall. So good job there on holding those brakes just long enough.
Tough losing that track position, however.
So, we're still outside the window. But
yes, we have some playoff guys come down.
Tate, Kyle Gardner.
This is what Gardner wanted, guys. Remember, he said it. He's like, I got 3 sets of tires. Go down and use them.
And he said he was going to use his fast repair too, so he should have a completely green car here.
Boy, oh boy, we'll see here. Is he going to use that fast repair? Nice, solid entrance onto his pit box. Car looks nice and fresh. You see Tate here. Nice, good job hitting his marks coming down pit lane as well. Mike Sobanowski coming off. He's not going to take any tires here. Just going to top off on fuel. Jonathan Leach is going to do the same, topping off on fuel for him. And
As Gardner, I believe, is saving his fast repair still. He's just going to try to fix the damage.
That's still not the worst idea. He's going to have fresher tires, so that might just offset whatever damage he has. And
Has not fixed the damage. Is just trying to fix it.
hey, you know what? That's honestly what I would do. You still got a lot of this race to go. You don't want to take that fast repair and then immediately regret using it. So
Christopher Tate is going to be your first guy on 4 tires. Now, I don't know how much tires is going to matter right now because not a whole lot of green flag laps, but it should matter a little bit.
Tell you what, though, guys, as a driver, there's a lot of confidence going through Christopher Tate right now. He's got 4 freshies, a field of what he knows is slower cars. He's been kind of bottling it in terms of his aggression. We saw him drift to the back twice now. I think we're going to see Tate unleashed here as we, crest over lap 100.
And I think that's to the dismay of most of this field right now to have to hear those words. But I think you're right. And, considering we have to still make one more pit stop, even those guys who came in now, they're not going to be able to make it to the end. I mean, it's just too many laps. So for those who came and took tires, you can kind of push it a little harder here, knowing that you're faster than these guys in older tires, and you have more fuel than them. So, if you're Tate, I think you got to push it here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him start pushing it before this green flag, or this caution as well. I mean, even though he didn't make the pass, he was sending it 3 wide on people, and that's more aggressive than we've seen Christopher Tate all night.
And we were talking, guys, remember in the beginning of the show, we said that there could be pit strategy like a Hail Mary pass, right? If you're 3rd or 4th in this grouping and you just pitted, guess what you just did? You bought yourself an opportunity with what? Tate said there's 43 to 47 laps on a fuel run. So you've bought yourself now an opportunity to start thinking of, is my last pit stop going to be a 2-tire pit stop, just a Hail Mary throw to kind of get track position if this stays green?
Now you want a huge Hail Mary throw. He said 43 to 47 laps of fuel. Well, we're getting close to 50 laps to go. Saving 3 laps of fuel is not that big of a deal.
It's
No,
true.
but is he saying 43 to 47 as in 47 is the max you can with saving?
I don't think so. I mean, you can be shocked on how much fuel you can save here. Last league race I ran here in Gen 6 cars, top 3 cars saved around 50 laps of fuel, and we're the only ones to do so. So you can definitely do so.
So it could be a championship move we just saw going down on pit road now.
I feel like
It
you
could be
would've-
because I can tell you 36 and 38 are not going to have the fuel. They are a little too far out as they have not pit this stage.
All right. Well, Zach, go ahead and take us away on this restart. We'll hand the reins over to you.
Well, pay attention to tires spinning off of this restart. As pace car goes off, we're going to be side by side. All the rows back going here to the start-finish line as Spees gets a decent jump, but there's a 38 car to his outside. They are side by side, and there's Tate. 4 rows back, getting 3 wide already going into 1.
And he learned from his mistakes, not running that bottom anymore. He's going to run that middle and see if he can make passes that way as he completed the pass. And he's going to be side by side with victory.
Tate unleashed. That's what I think I might trademark that, as he is blistering through the field right now.
Yeah, he's putting his car wherever he wants it, and he's going to be on the low. Oh, wow. I saw the 6. Oh, we
22 got
one
very
on the
loose
bottom.
there. Great save from Mike Sabanovsky.
As he's getting another one, and Kevin Gibney Jr. as they're fighting side by side. He's going to get him. He's going to get Christian Roos, too.
Wow. Good 2 for 1
Man.
special. Gibney's loose there off of 2.
We talked about it, guys. In stage 1, there was nobody better in the field of wrapping that white line than that 54 machine. We are seeing it now as he goes into 3, really gaining
Oh,
on
he's
these.
sideways. Man.
Oh,
Thought he was
boy.
sideways there for a
We
minute.
just jumped over for a moment to Kyle Gardner as he's trying to make his way through the pack as well, stuck behind Ryan Sizemore. Christopher Tate sideways though, but he still put down the fastest lap of anybody in the field tonight with a 32.8 blistering speed right now. It's 2/10 faster than McDonald and Spees in front of him.
Yeah, he is harvicking the bottom. I mean, he's running the bottom line. I mean, the like not the lane, but above it. No, he's running that line the entire way around the track. It is impressive to see, and he's the only one doing so in the field.
Oh, Fuller just slight kiss with the wall there off of 4.
I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed, guys, with Wes Fuller. I know we're all about the playoff drivers right now, but Wes took a bit of a hiatus from this group, and he's coming in here being top 5, battled back from being way in the back. Good for him.
Say he's in a Monday night league where he runs Gen 7 cars, and those are considerably harder to drive than these Gen 6 cars, and I think he's been getting some practice in with those.
Oh, here comes Tate to the outside there.
Wow. Got
Power
a little
move.
wiggle off the floor, but he's going to make the pass. And now when you're Kyle Spees looking in your mirror and you're seeing Christopher Tate, not a good sign.
There he is, wrapping that bottom again. Man, I'm so impressed with that 54 machine right now.
And he's going to attempt to make a pass here on the backstretch. They're going to be side by side for the lead going into 3. Top 3 guys, championship 4 drivers,
Man.
side by side with 48 laps to go. This
Kyle
is
Spees
everything you
just
want.
carried such a run there in the outside. My goodness, you'd almost forget that this was the guy that himself was wrapping the bottom very well. And here comes Tate to the outside now.
I think this is putting Kyle Spees in a very uncomfortable situation as he's been trying to save tires in the first part of the run to be good on the last part of the run. Is Christopher Tate making the pass on the outside?
Put Christopher Tate on point here. It is lap 103. I think this might be the first lap he finally leads, but doing it at the right time with now what's going to be 47 laps to go here in the inaugural season for the Ghost Cup Series.
And maybe he was just holding back this entire time. He didn't want to be in any wrecks. He didn't want to push himself too hard. And now, stage 3, pedal to the metal. Loud pedals going. This is the time to push it, and he is here. He is in the lead. 47 laps to go in the championship.
You know, the last time around, he had a pretty quick lap, but only one driver was within even a tenth of Christopher Tate that last lap, and it's your 6th place driver, Kyle Gardner.
Who also was the one who pit with him, took tires, and he has damage. So it's really impressive to see him with damage putting up these numbers alongside Christopher Tate.
Yeah, he's got himself a pretty quick car. That time around, he was still faster than the leader, actually. He was faster than Christopher Tate that last time around.
Maybe that damage is helping him out getting into the corner. I really can't explain it.
I mean, he said he was carrying pretty good drag, which is going to hurt you on straightaways, but with Homestead having such wide corners, he probably is able, he has more downforce than probably a lot of these cars in the field, and is able to get onto the gas pedal a lot quicker than a lot of these guys.
Well, look at the way he wrapped the bottom there in 1 and 2 was just, or sorry, in 3 and 4 was just absolutely phenomenal, and he's just really driving this car where he wants it right now. In 1 and 2 gets to the inside of Wes Fuller, should be able to complete this pass as they go into turn 3. That last time around, he was 2/10 quicker than Christopher Tate in first, so here it is, championship 4, back up to the front, all 4 of them. I can't believe this, man. It doesn't matter what's happening, they found their way back up to the front. This is why these 4 are your championship drivers.
I mean, you watch Kyle Gardner right now. He's not gaining or losing on the straightaways, but he's just so much faster in the corners than all of these guys. Look at how he's closing in on Dylan McDonald in the corner.
I'm curious to know, though, guys, how long is he able to keep this pressure up? 49 is flying right now. Certainly, we're not witnessing Tate and Gaerttner save anything from here to the end. They're going for it.
Yeah, they were 100% going for it, but this is exactly what you want in a championship race. Angels mentioned it 1 through 4, championship 4. It has been a Spees and McDonald show all night, but now you're seeing Tate up there, and Gardner's made a miraculous comeback up and forth.
There goes to the high line. We talked about rhythm. We've seen that 49 machine really wrap the bottom. As you see, not really gaining down the back like we anticipated. If he's going to move up high, he's got to try to develop that rhythm. There he goes, really sending it in there.
Wow.
He's kind of washing up the track a little bit. Is he going to make a mistake on the high side?
Nope.
Man, if you guys could see the smile on my face right now, we have now just over, it's 42 laps to go to complete this race, and our championship 4 drivers are within half a second of each other. This is unreal. This is how you put on a show.
I mean, I've been watching the 38 of Dylan McDonald all night. He's been a really good defensive driver. He saw that the 49 is really good on the bottom, so he starts running at the bottom to block his lane and make him really uncomfortable in that dirty air.
But remember, like, I still feel like wrapping that white line, we've seen it be an advantage to these guys. I just haven't seen that out of the 38 car tonight. He's the only one out of the 4 that I see is really hesitant getting down to that white line as Gardner making the move to the inside.
As if he can hang
got
on
him!
to that.
Oh, it's contact!
The contact! 38 into the wall. Dives
Into the
down.
wall.
They're wrecking!
Champion,
No caution. Here it is.
There it is. There it is.
championship implications.
Wow.
Dylan McDonald.
You know who did not want to see that is Christopher Tate. I mean, obviously Dylan McDonald be involved in it, you know, but he's got a faster pair. We're going to rack these guys back up and give another shot. But Tate, that just threw out his strategy completely out the window. Everybody's coming down for 4 fresh Goodyears and a full tank of gas.
Wow, I mean, Gardner sent it into the corner pretty hard.
All right, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our chopper cam to see this one. You see Gardner get to his outside, get a great run through here. Kind of shifts up a little bit.
Wow.
How many times
Oop, next
Gaerttner got a
turn.
miss?
Gardner was inches away from his race being over. Dylan McDonald slid down the track very fast and, wow, barely missed Kyle Gardner.
Hold on, everybody. I think I rewind just a little too far. Should be this next one here.
He was trying to say it.
Yes, I rewinded this way too far back. Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that.
You're right, Blake. It doesn't get much closer than that.
I don't think you can. I mean, I think you could. I don't think you could get a piece of paper.
No, there was contact. There was slight contact with the 38 and the 49. I went into it here and you see slight contact. Oh no, it's actually going to be a net code. It's going to push it back out.
Oh, does Kyle Spees beat Tate out of pit road? No. Man, Tate barely got him.
That was almost twice. Spees beat somebody off pit road he really shouldn't have, but to no avail.
All right, we have one last championship driver to speak with.
Oh, he should be in a great mood right now.
Oh no.
Well, Dylan, we decided to wait to leave you to be the last of our championship 4 drivers to speak with, and I feel like we just had some great timing to have a chance to talk to you now.
Yeah, not really in the greatest of moods after that. And then going into pit road, the 22 kind of lost talent and hit the barrels going into pit road, so that's even more damage on myself. But luckily I had a faster pair, so got to
what do
sit
you feel?
on big.
What do you feel about the move that the 49 just pulled there?
I think he just got tight, and you know, I was trying to take it up the track as well. He was on pressure tires trying to get around me, and we kind of met in the middle. He apologized. No sweat on him. He's always ran me clean all year, so I'm not really worried about it. But now I really got to be super careful and cautious as well, and get back up to the front where I belong.
We're running just under 40 laps to go here, so you should be good on fuel. And if we go caution-free, what's going to be your strategy to get back up front without burning your tires off?
Just being patient, let them make their mistakes, because I was not patient in the second stage, and you know, I had a good lead on the 21 and the 36, so they caught me pretty quick, and I just let them go by because I was not trying to have that happen, what happened to me in the 49. So I'm gonna be patient, take my time, and hopefully I can get back up there.
All right, good luck the rest of this race, and good luck getting that championship, Dylan.
Thank you, Ben.
All
Hey,
right.
what happened to Gardner on those pit stops? He fell way back to 11th.
I think he may have been trying to get some damage repair.
I don't understand.
He is holding on to that faster pair, guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking if there's any time to take it, it's right now.
Well, I don't know. I actually don't disagree with this. His car was running still pretty good. He can come in, get another set of tires, and I don't see why we're not going to have another caution. What if he gets involved and, you know, he had the faster pair saved?
I think you've cursed this field enough, Angel. I don't know if you want to be.
Oh, I'm pulling out all the stops I can tonight. I'm trying to, I'm an entertainer tonight. We'll put on a show.
I think as a driver, right now, there's one of two things that are going to happen, guys. As a driver, they're either going to be really polite, right? Because we've had a series of cautions. Guys have been super aggressive. We've seen great 3-wide racing. We've seen it all. So now guys are going to get really polite, or they're going to get really confident, and maybe that confidence is ill-found. But I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Well,
Coming off of 4.
Yeah, coming off 4. Blake, go ahead and take us away. We'll see how this one ends.
All right, Tate, Spees, front row, 2 championship 4 drivers in the top 2. Last caution, it was 2 of them wrecking. Surely nothing bad can happen this time as we're green flag here in Stage 3 in the Go Series Championship at Miami. Side by side, Spees and Tate into 1.
Man, oh man, Spees wrapping the bottom, doing what both of these drivers have done so well, but Tate's got the run on the outside. Oh, he's a little bit loose there off of turn 2. They're side by side down the backstretch.
Tate has a good run there on the top, and he's going to try to pinch Spees on the bottom. Spees washes up the track just a little bit. He's loose.
No, he's going to overdrive it. Can he hold on to it? There goes Tate. Massive contact there for Kyle Spees.
Wow. And that's the pressure, right? That all on the line. You're racing against the guy that's been so good all year long. There's so much pressure in that moment to make that corner work, and unfortunately, Spees doesn't make it happen there.
Yeah, we're gonna see this view again. We're gonna jump to our chopper cam from there. See the 36 get loose. He pedals it, gets it safe. Wes is gonna have to. You know what? That actually wasn't a ton of damage there on the back of the 36. The 14 didn't really hit him all that hard. It just looks like it gave him more damage than it is.
Well, let me tell you.
Gardner.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Blake, if I've learned anything about damage tonight, it's that it makes you quicker.
Especially when it's in the back end like it is. I mean, if it's not on his nose, he might be okay.
So far, we've had 3 of our 4 championship drivers have issues, and they're all sitting right now 9th, and one's on pit road, and Kyle Spees is in 10th. So, oh, how the tables have turned here in the second half of this race.
I mean, Spees decided not to pit here, so he's just going to run what he's got. He's back here in 11th. Gardner's in 9th. Man. I believe McDonald pit there, so Tate has a pretty comfortable lead on the next guy.
If you're Christian Rooster or Wes Fuller right now, how hard do you push Christopher Tate for a win here? Tate? Oh, man. I mean, okay, this is kind of me being the guy who I still want to win a race and kind of going to use this to my advantage. Tate doesn't have to win the race to win the championship. He just needs to finish in front of everybody else.
Let me tell you. Oh man, what I would give. If
I was Wes Fuller's right now, I'd be going over the radio and telling Tate just that. It's like, hey Tate, just so you know, you need the championship, not the win.
Now, I guess my point of view differs from you guys. If I'm a non-championship driver, especially when we're in this 3rd stage, you want to race them pretty clean and respectfully, especially when they're battling for it. I mean, you see it in real life, and I think you should kind of expect the same here. I mean, you can race a guy, don't get me wrong, but like you need to race them differently and more cleanly and more reserved than you'd race the rest of the field, because if you were in that position, you would want them to do the same thing.
Well, so what I mean is, kind of give Tate the little, hey, just go ahead and let me by, and I don't have to race you and put you in a bad spot.
Now, Tate wants these guys to stay behind him because
absolutely.
McDonald, Spees, and Gardner have to go. At least, I think the highest one is 9th place right now. They have to go through at least 7 cars to even be behind Tate. So I will say I think the 35 of Wes Fuller, he's really good friends with Dylan McDonald, who is a playoff driver. I think Wes is going to race Christopher Tate as hard as he can right now.
Yeah, teammates. I mean, there's got to be something said about team orders here. It's in the best interest of that 38 car for that 35 races Tate as hard as he can.
The 14, however, is teammates with Christopher Tate and Kyle Gardner.
Well,
so let's throw that in there for a little bit of fun,
now.
huh?
The two drivers behind Tate now, as Tate's going to elect to take the top line here, is our teammates with championship drivers that are kind of set back in the field right now. So Tate's not going to have it easy here.
Tate like that outside.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you and I have been on the same page quite a bit tonight. I just find it very interesting Tate picked that outside line. He's been so good wrapping the bottom, but maybe he saw what happened to Spees on that last restart, and maybe he's getting spooked.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trapped on the bottom a few times here. I mean, and he hasn't had good luck with it, so might as well take the top now, especially with the gap that you have on the other championship drivers.
Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that. One of you guys can handle this race, so I gotta deal with these dang bots on our YouTube. It just seems like it doesn't end.
I guess I'll take it. All right. Big gap between championship drivers. Christopher Tate is going to have the point here on the restart. He elects the top line. That's worked for him the most. Next championship driver is Kyle Gardner back in 8th. As we are green flag here once again in stage 2. 31 laps to go. The 54 got a great restart on the 35 of Wes Fuller. Can't quite clear him, though. They're going to be side by side going into turn 1.
Oh,
35
Wes loose.
Major loose.
Wow.
And he might be split 3 wide here, and he's still loose.
This is exactly what the 54 wants to see, though. Chaos behind him as he's stretching the field going into 3 and 4. Really wrapping up.
Everyone is side by side behind him, and this is exactly what he wants. He just wants to drive away here. As you can see, wiggling that car in the exit of corners, he is really driving this thing.
Here comes Dylan McDonald taking him 3 wide. He's taking Kyle Gardner, Chris Wheeler 3 wide back here. Now they're almost 4 wide. They're going to back off of that. Dylan McDonald's going to take him 2 spots and go 3 wide again coming off of the turn. He's looking to take 4 spots in this. Go ahead. Wow.
Didn't we just talk to Dylan McDonald about him being careful?
No. Careful's out the line. We got 30 laps to go.
I don't think I've ever heard Dylan McDonald and careful in the same sentence ever before, as he is driving through this field with an incredible pace.
Same
it's
thing.
Go time for you guys.
If you're one of these non-playoff drivers, you're like, okay, go ahead. I need to stay out of your way because this is a guy who's not gonna slow down for me.
He's going to try to get another position here on the 14. He may not be wrapping that bottom like Tate, but he's running that preferred line that he likes, about a lane up from the bottom, as the 14 is going to take that lane away from him.
Yeah, Kyle Gardner struggling to get around some of these lap cars as well, as Kyle Spees still back there in that 13th position, maybe wishing he had used his fast repair.
I mean, Gardner struggled trying to get through traffic all night. Once he's gotten towards the front, he's been really good, but like him trying to get through traffic right now, he really struggles.
McDonald's going to almost clear the 14. Not quite clear just yet. 14 going to fight him hard on the outside. Teammate with Christopher Tate and Kyle Gardner. So 14's going to keep fighting his 38 hard. 38's going to have to find a way around him soon.
I mean, the further you get... Oh, 35 with a big loose moment. He's in...
Great job. He just sticks to the wall out of the way of everybody.
Wow.
But guess what? Yeah, but guess what that does? That immediately pulled the 38 around around the 14 as he was trying to battle him. Cleared him of the 3 as well, or 28. I'm sorry. And Dylan McDonald is now second, 1.1 seconds behind Christopher Tate. He's done clearing traffic. He's got 26 laps to go this time around to go catch himself the leader and win a championship.
Yes, Gardner had a really scary moment there with Wally Babb as he almost got pinched down, but yeah, he's got 26 laps. 26 laps to make up a second. Can he do it? Christopher Tate is he's on a rail right now, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can catch up to him here.
Man, I've learned anything. If I've learned anything about driving in this league, it's simply this: catching them's one thing, passing them's enough.
Yeah, it's been a tough league overall, trying to make passes, as you've seen all season long. And, whoa, Wally Babb and the 49, Kyle Gardner get close. So it's going to be take them where you can get them right now. And these guys are still having to fight very, very hard for every position they can get. Kyle Gardner still stuck back there 9th, and Kyle Rocket Spees as well stuck back there. So he's trying to get to the right.
63.
Yeah, he's trying to get to his right rear there. Oh, contact! Kyle Gardner, Wally Babb! Caution's out!
And the plot thickens.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow. You know, the thing is that last time around, Dylan McDonald had caught Christopher Tate by an extra almost 10.5, almost 2/10 there. So Dylan was catching Christopher Tate there, but my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like to me that maybe Gardner was trying to stick it where he shouldn't have. He didn't really have a whole lot of room there. 99 was going up the track and just turned him.
We'll jump over here to our chopper view to get a good idea of more or less what happened here, and just kind of talking about how are you going to race around some of these other drivers that are in the playoffs. So you see the 49, he's going to give it a good run there. 99 couldn't tell if he was clear or not, and Spees, looks like he should have made it through there with no damage either, but you see these guys probably coming down pit lane. Christopher Tate coming down pit lane. Dylan McDonald's going to stay out.
Wow.
And Kyle Gardner and Spees do not pit.
Well, if Dylan McDonald is out of tires, and Kyle Gardner still not gonna pit for his fast repair.
He is clutching those tires for all it's worth, and he's clutching his fast repair. I mean, we're coming to 20 to go.
Kyle Spees is gonna stay out as well. I don't know if this is the right choice here. I know these guys pit not too long ago, but I felt like they had to push their tires a little bit there. With 23 laps to go, that gives Christopher Tate plenty of time to make up his time. This is going to be an interesting choice here.
Yeah, and I'd say then if we get another caution, I think it's going to be too late to try to work your way through the field again. I think this has to be the time where you take that set.
Yeah, very interesting pit strategy for these guys. It's I think I agree with you here, Blake. It's do or die. You got to go down pit road now if you want tires. If they're going to mean anything for you, we're nearing towards the end of this thing. Tate's going to have enough talent and enough speed behind that 54 machine to work his way up through. But if you wait too much longer, I just think that mountain's too hard to climb.
I mean, and I'm especially looking at the 49 and the 36. I mean, I know the 49 has his fast repair. He said he's been saving tires. I mean, this had to be the time where you had to take those tires. You had to take that fast repair, and especially with the 54 pitting, you know he's going to be able to work his way through the field. And it may sound hard, but he's going to clear a path through the field for you. If you can just stay behind him, you've been struggling to get through traffic all night. You have a guy that can right in front of you. You could just follow him through the whole thing, because you wouldn't think it, but when someone's that fast going through the field, there's almost like a path for the guys behind him to just kind of follow him, especially if you're on the same tire schedule as he is. You could do it. I feel like if you're the 49 and 36, maybe we're wrong. Maybe there's some grandmaster scheme that we're missing here. This had to be the place. I mean, this was the spot to pit, and if he loses the championship here, this is the time where he looks back at it and be like, man, that was the moment. That was the moment that we should have had it.
You bring up a great point here, Blake. Shout out to my moving through the pack buddy, which is the 48 machine of Ricky Gonzalez. But I can't work my way through the field. I make somebody else do it for me. So I think you have something there. If you're not confident enough in the Final Four to make your way through the field, do the same thing Tate does, and he'll do it for you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of in shock, honestly. I'm not trying to put more on this decision that needs to be, but this seemed like a championship losing decision. Because McDonald has fresher tires than you, and Tate has way fresher tires than you now. You have some of the oldest tires in the field. Man.
We have seen that. We've the only saving grace, and we talked about this earlier, is that Gardner's been pretty good once he's up front, right? It's almost like he needs kind of these faster guys in front of him to hit his line, to hit his breaking points, and then he's kind of like chasing a rabbit, right? He gets faster. The faster he's towards the front. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Like I need the benchmark of the 38 to hit my marks. I don't know.
Maybe, but when you're back there, you have the 54 to you can use him to hit your marks. But maybe we're wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and 49 is just going to walk away with the championship here. But as of right now, I don't see it. But we're about to see as we are heading off of 4 right now. Pace car's going off.
Boy, oh boy, there's going to be some good racing right here. Dylan McDonald's going to be on point. Get the restart going. Green flag racing. 20 laps to go here in the inaugural season of the Ghost Cup Series. Dylan McDonald, your championship contender, currently trying to battle it out with Chris Wheeler for first. Here comes Kyle Gardner to the outside looking there on Christian Roos for third.
Yes, he's going to get a pretty good run up top. There's the 6. He's going to give the 38 a shot. That was a really
there's a big wreck behind him.
Oh, man.
Christopher Tate's going to make it through.
Wow.
That's half the field.
I got to take out in the wall, I think. I don't know.
We're going to jump on board with Tate because it looks overall pretty good, but let's...
Nope, he's good.
Oh.
36
wow.
involved.
Right in
Big
front of
hit.
him. Wow. Yeah, we mentioned there the
63
36
wasn't given
involved.
the 14 any room. 14 gets turned around right into the 36. 00 gets involved.
Oh, unfortunate for Kyle's
86 Arca breaks it. 99 gets into the 28.
I hope he's got his fast repair.
Yeah, now's the question, have you used your fast repair yet?
Interesting by the 86 there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Modestball, for joining us on our YouTube chat.
Wow, I don't understand. Wow, okay. I'm just a driver. What do I know?
All right, we're going to stay focused in here on the 36 of Mr. Kyle Spees here in his Speed Racer number 36. Going to see what's it looking like here. Come on, get that fast repair. Let's go! We got a fast repair.
Hey.
He saved it. This is why he was saving it. We were talking about it earlier, man, and you felt like he should have used it, but he's going to be the one looking smarter than us right now.
Yeah, that only leaves 49, Kyle Gaerttner. That still has his in his back pocket.
Yeah, that's right. All three of to think earlier in the race, Kyle Gardner was one lap down, and now he's the only one of our championship four still with the fast repair.
It does a masterful job avoiding the wreck by Christopher Tate there. That he saw his season end right in front of him. He just barely avoided it.
Yeah, and especially since he used his fast repair already. So, wow, and 18 laps to go right now. We don't know if we're 2 to green here or we're coming to 2 to green, but nonetheless, we should have anywhere from 16 to 17 laps to complete this race. And man, oh man, Tate's already up to 4th. I know Gardner and McDonald did not want to see that.
Nerves have to be unreal right now.
I think this is exactly what that 54 wanted, right? It kind of bunches him up. We've seen him be super aggressive on these restarts. He's got another chance to gain a whole bunch of positions sailing it into 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be in that second row, so he can kind of choose. He's going to be on the outside, so he can definitely just pop it to the outside 3 wide, which is where those passes have been made here on the starts. The bottoms kind of struggle to make passes here, so it's going to be interesting to see how he maneuvers his way through the 6 and the 38.
Shout out to Chris Wheeler, by the way. He was with Gaerttner at one point going a lap down, wasn't he, earlier this race?
He was, yes.
He was. I mean, a great turnaround for him, especially in a championship race, is spoiling that party where the top 3 guys could have been championship guys, and he said, "No, I want to be second. Let me ruin this little green banner parade we got going." As I believe we're going to hit the 1 to go here when we cross the line on that caution. would be shocked if the 38 doesn't choose the top here.
Oh, he's peeking low.
Is he going to choose the bottom?
You know, this might be a ploy to keep Kyle Gardner in check on the bottom, and he's going to choose the bottom.
Wow.
You know, he might have to do this, though, because Kyle Gardner's there in third. Oh, man, but then this gives Tate an opportunity. Oh, what's going to happen?
Tate, this lined up perfectly for Christopher Tate. If he can split the middle, if the 6 gives the 38 any room at all, the 54 is going to split them 3 wide. Whew. I mean, what are we? We're going to be 15 to go. 15. The entire season comes down to 15 laps on a restart at one of the widest tracks in the sport.
With different strategies and tires right now, we know everybody's good to make it on fuel, no problem whatsoever there. So it's just going to be balls to the wall right now. Who can outdrive the other one?
3 of the top 4 in the top 4. Spees isn't too far back. He has the freshest tires along with the cleanest car in the field. This is going to get wild. I cannot wait.
Yeah, Dylan's going to need to get the restart of a lifetime here and leave the 6 pinned battling with the 49 and the 54.
Onto the restart zone here. 38's going to lead us green, and here comes Christopher Tate looking in the middle, and the 6 closes the door.
Wow, what a great restart there for the 6. Courtesy of the 54 being on his back bumper pushing. Here comes the 54 to the outside. 3 wide here for the lead.
Clears them both.
There it
Look
is.
at Christopher Tate.
Wow.
And he is running away.
And they battle for second.
Power move. Was that the championship move?
Well, here comes Kyle Spees. Don't count him out just yet.
Dylan McDonald is doing everything in his power to block everyone behind him, trying to keep his track position right now. As here comes Chris Wheeler on the inside of him. Wes Fuller might be looking on the outside. Championship battle in 5th with Kyle Spees and Kyle Gardner. Kyle Spees with the fresher tires, and he's going to clear him.
And do we see another caution before the end of this one? I have to believe there's a good opportunity. Oh, the 6 checks up ever so slightly. The 36, though, he wasn't planning on lifting.
We said it. Oh, we said it. He said it.
No, they're still alive. Wow.
Kyle Spees is having what I would imagine not a very fun ride in that car, trying to avoid all that, as he's still trying to get around the 49.
And Dylan McDonald just drove his fastest lap of the day. A 32.94.
As here comes Kyle Spees on the inside of Wheeler. He's going to clear him, and his sights are set on McDonald and Tate. Here we go.
1.5 seconds. He is behind the leader. Will it be enough to catch him?
Oh no, Gardner to the inside wall. Huge wreck out of 4. Wow.
Well,
You wanted chaos. We got it.
yeah. Wow.
21 gets loose, comes down into the 49. 49 goes up into the 35, and everyone gets involved. 22 plows into the 49.
All right, we're going to go ahead and jump back in, get a good view of this. Of course, jump back over to our chopper cam for it. Coming off of turn 2, I believe. 63 to 14, make contact. Oh, no, this is an old one. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. I clicked the wrong one. Now this makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, 21 comes down. Looks like he overchecks up for the 35 getting loose. And, oh, my goodness, you're right. From there, just chaos. A couple drivers really thread the needle and make it through there.
Yeah. On board for the 28 is very fun to look at. Moses just came through the Red Seas for him.
Oh, that warms my heart, buddy. Oh, right there. Moses part in the Red Sea right there. We saw that.
Did it ever? Wow.
All right,
Spees gonna pit?
Wow.
No
there it
way.
is.
There's no way. Yeah, he faked it. I knew. I was like, there's no way he's pitting here. And it's the 49. finally gonna take his fast repair. Is this the time? This has to be it.
He's not really got another choice.
He doesn't have a rear bumper. He has to have. Please take it, Kyle. I'm begging you. Is he gonna take it?
Oh boy, there she is, and a fresh, some fresh feel goods.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? Well, we're gonna have about 6-7 laps to go. I'm not discounting another caution coming out, but if it's green, we did have an okay run there where everyone's pushing hard, so maybe the tires did wear out a little bit. He struggled getting through traffic all night. Can he get back up there in time?
He's gonna. If there is ever a time, right? There's something special that has to happen in the mind of a driver right now who is in the back of the field. Has been struggling all night. You know, this is your time. Like, and we talked to him earlier, right? He seemed excited. He seemed giddy for this opportunity. He very well might be pumping himself up in that race car right now, going, "This is my time, right? I got the whole field in front of me, and I'm going to capitalize."
He has to dig deep right here. He has to pull whatever out to get in the right mindset, like you were saying. Block out all distractions because the pressure is very, very high here to see if he can get around all these cars. Because, yes, there's going to be a bit of tire wear, but he is going to drive. He can't leave anything on the table here. He's going to have to pull out everything he's got, every trick in the book he's learned, everything he's ever learned has to come out right here, right now, if he wants to get past 11 cars and win this championship in 7 laps.
It'll be really interesting. We have a few very interesting storylines. You especially look at the front of the field, right? We just spent some significant time talking about the guy who's in the back. Well, all night long we've been seeing the top 4 near the front. Well, right now we have the top 3 in the championship. 1, 2, 3. All are on. Well, McDonald, right? McDonald's on fairly older tires. So
Tate's on decently old tires, but Spees, my pick, is on the freshest tires out of the top 3. He has the cleanest car out of the top 3, although they're all pretty clean. He did just take his fast repair and has received no damage. So Spees has showed he can kind of just put his car wherever he wants. This is going to be interesting. He's going to be on the bottom. Tate's going to take the top. This pressure's building. This is it. 7 laps to decide a championship. 7 laps to put something on your resume that you can take with you forever in your racing career. That you won the Ghost Series championship. That it is very hard to put together a championship, especially in the type of season, how crazy it's been to keep it all together.
And
this is it.
There's only one first-time Cup winner of the championship, so
as long as this league goes, you're right. Everyone's gonna look back at that season 1 championship winner, and they're gonna write their name in the books that guy won the inaugural championship for the Ghost Cup Series. Who is gonna put their name in the books? Who's gonna be able to etch their name in the trophy? Here we go. 7 laps, Ghost Cup Series championship. Homestead-Miami under the lights.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, we're going to see who can take this restart. It's going to be important. You know, Kyle Spees is going to get a good one. Can he shove Dylan McDonald to the lead? Is he going to take it 3 wide? He's shoving Dylan all the way down the front stretch, trying to give him the run he needs on the inside. It's side by side into 1.
Oh man, no room being given. They are tight on each other's bumpers. Christopher Tate is lurking. They're going to be side by side out of 2.
Dylan was loose there off of 2.
Yep, whoever's going to pick this drafting help down the backstretch, it might be Kyle Spees who decides who's going to take
it. Bent it into the corner.
Wow.
And he's going to make it stick? No way.
No, he's going to be a little bit loose off of 4.
86 is loose. He's spinning.
Here comes.
He saved it.
Here comes the 38 to the bottom. The block by the 54. Wow, what a block there by Christopher Tate going into turn 1.
Don't look now. Kyle Gardner is getting into the top 5, and he is fast. But Dylan McDonald's making a move.
He comes to the inside, and here comes turn 3.
He's going to pitch him down. He's got to pitch him down. Look at Wheeler to the inside.
Oh, Wheeler, this is the end of the race. You got to pull out of this one.
5 laps to go.
And here comes Kyle Gardner into the picture. He's got the freshest tires by far. Chris Wheeler just put the fastest lap of anybody today. They're 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, they got a touch. Oh my goodness gracious. 3 wide.
Here comes Kyle Gardner.
Here comes McDonald.
Oh my goodness.
Where's Gardner going to put it as the top 5 runner blanket? Gardner's going to go to the top and split.
This contact, the 38 to 54, they keep it together.
That puts second place 3 wide. This is exactly what Tate wants to see.
Here comes Kyle Rocket Spees. Here comes Chris Wheeler.
Oh my goodness, Chris Wheeler.
Here
Wheeler's
he comes.
trying to spoil it.
Oh no, contact there, 36 and 38. Oh, is it over there for Kyle Spees and Dylan McDonald?
Kyle Gardner is fast. He's reeling him in. Look at
He's gonna drive
this.
the wheels off of this thing. He's coming with a ton of speed here. 3 laps to go.
What is Chris Wheeler going to do being the non-playoff guy here in this?
Gardner's going to go to the top.
Tate's going to let him have it.
He's rolling it quickly. He's going to be right behind him when we go down this backstretch.
He got loose there off of turn number 2, but he's still got a really good run.
What does he do now? Does he go to the bottom? Does he go to the top? Tate's going to block his line. They're going to both go to the bottom. Dirty air for Gardner. That's going to tighten him up.
Does Gardner give him the push? 2 laps to go.
Tate is in championship win mode. He does not care about the win. He wants the championship blocking him.
See, I told you, somebody can go out there and steal a win.
Here goes Gardner to the top. Tate's not blocking. Can he roll it? He hasn't been comfortable on the top line this entire time. Tate's sending it to the corner.
Here comes Kyle Gardner.
Big run down the backstretch. Huge run down the backstretch. Wheeler's going to play a factor going into 3.
He's going to send it onto the bottom. Gardner's going to have that dirty air from Wheeler. Is he going to be able to get under the 54?
54's loose.
They're going to be side by side. 1 lap to go. This is the Ghost Series Championship.
Gotta get it on him. You have to side draft now.
Does he use the bumper?
Oh,
You
he's got
have
to
to.
block him.
54 sent it in there. He's run the bottom like we've said. 2 more.
Gardner's got a good run off of 2. Here comes Kyle Gardner to the inside. 54 throws a block.
Gardner has to send it in here. 54.
54 is going to pitch him down. 49's going
49 washing up the track.
Here comes Dylan McDonald here.
This is a drag race for the championship. 54 has the run.
Tate!
Christopher Tate wins the championship.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And Chris Wheeler wins this race, guys.
Sorry, Wheeler. We didn't call your win, but man.
Oh
Wheeler
my goodness.
Wow. This is amazing. This is awesome.
That may have been the best race I have had the luxury to call. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the Ghost Cup Series.
Wow.
This is the first time we've had a finish like this, and it won't be the last. This is a great league. As look at Christopher Tate burning it down as he put it in the wall, but who cares at this point? Dual burnouts for Wheeler and Tate. Your winner and your champion.
I am.
Give me okay.
And the storyline, guys, with this guy being the champion is that he came in partway through and he was on a tear to make it to the playoffs. And everybody knew if he can make the playoffs, he can make a deep run at this championship. And sure enough, here he is.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and start off with let's pull in the winner. We're gonna go ahead and pull in the winner, Chris Wheeler, because our other 2 finishers are part of our playoffs here. So let's see, where am I gonna find Chris? Oh, here it is. Chris, this is Angel, Blake, and Zach here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Zach, I'm gonna throw you under the bus a little bit here, but go ahead and take this one away here and, with our race winner.
Hey, Chris, it's Zach Woods, and good job tonight. Really throwing hands with our playoff contenders. They were the class of field all night until you came out of nowhere. What was going through your mind there as this race wound down and you look around, you see a bunch of green banners?
Oh man, it was tough. I was trying to race them hard, but I wanted to keep it clean, make sure I didn't cause them any misfortunes for sure. But my biggest goal tonight was just come out with a win. I didn't want to finish the season out. It was 0 wins, and I just my strategy the whole race was just save my tires and just kind of ride around. And I wanted to save my fast repair and my one more set of tires for the end there, so I had something for them.
Yeah, you did a really good job at doing that. We made note up here in the booth. There was a point you were a lap down in this race. How did you manage to overcome that really big hole early on to make your way through the field in stage 2 and throughout stage 3? Is that a big mental thing for you, or you kind of shrug that off and you go, oh, I got a lot more left here?
Well, it was definitely tough. I was about ready to throw in the towel. I thought I had done cost myself. I kind of overused my tires there in the second stage. I didn't pit right at the end of the first stage, I believe it was. And so I tried to manage my tires without losing too much time. And by the time I pit, I had about 11% left in my right front. I was doing all I could just to keep it out of the wall.
Well, you certainly did a great job tonight managing the car, and you were one of the few that didn't have a green banner that really threw hands with some of those heavyweights tonight. Good job, buddy. You are a winner here this league, and that's awesome. And I think the custom thing is to leave it up to you now for some thank yous and shout outs.
Oh, man, it's been so long since I've been in the booth to talk to you guys. I don't even know what to say. I'd like to thank Chris Hubka, our race control Mike for helping us out. And this is a great league. It's really grown from the beginning to now. We're getting some really good racing, and I'm really enjoying it. I'd like to thank you guys in the booth. Always do a great job with the broadcast. I really enjoy going back and rewatching them. It's going to be a lot of fun to see this one for sure. But I'd like to thank Blue Motorsports, Noah Owens, Mike Sabanowski, DJ Daniel, and God, I'm horrible at I can't believe I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyways, I'd like to thank all of them, my sponsors. Don't want to hold you guys up too long, but I really appreciate you guys broadcasting it and making it fun.
All right, Chris, it was a pleasure, man. Congratulations once again, and we'll see you next season here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, well, that was your first place finisher today, your winner for tonight's race, Chris Wheeler. So congratulations to him on his first victory here. And next up, we're going to go ahead and bring in Kyle Gardner. Hey, Kyle, this is Angel, Blake, and Zach in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got us, buddy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, guys?
Doing pretty good here. Blake, you have this one.
Kyle, third place in the championship race, second out of the 4. You had a phenomenal comeback there at the end with going from 11th to 3rd, fighting for the championship. What was your preparation in those last 6 or 7 laps going to that restart?
Well, I saved tires early, went a lap down, and I was hoping that it paid off at the end. And right when I got, yeah, it almost did. I was that close. But yeah, I got that caution actually. I know Vickery got loose and hit me, but it actually gave me a chance to use my fast repair. My car took a beating this whole race. I mean, it was pretty shot, but put fresh tires on it and gave it a go. And I thought I was quick enough, but Tate raced me clean, but raced me super hard, and he deserved that one.
You had the when you were passing for the lead, you did have the 6 in front of you who was a non-playoff driver. Did he play a factor in you not being able to get around the 54?
A little bit. The thing was when you were down low, actually it happened with McDonald actually, and I have to apologize to him. I thought he was going to be up towards the wall. I came up off the turn 2, and I ended up dooring him. And I'm not that kind of guy. I try to pride myself on as clean of racing as possible. But yeah, when you were down low, you couldn't bring it out to the wall if somebody was on the outside, and that momentum just it was gone. So it definitely played a little bit of a factor. I'm not going to say that I can use it as an excuse because I was on freshies, and I think I could have got around them still. And I think I had plenty of time to give Tate a run, but yeah, he just raced, super clean, super hard, and that close.
I gotta ask, you drove your tail off those last 10 laps, or 5 or 6 laps on that restart, and you had that great comeback. You were a lap down at one point in the race. You held on to that fast repair. You were 11th on that final restart. Did you leave anything on the table? Could you have done anything different?
I don't think so. Once I realized that I wasn't getting necessarily around on the bottom side, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I was trying all kinds of different lines, up high, down low, in the middle, just trying to find something. And yeah, I just left it all out there. So I don't think there's much else I could have done besides, possibly get a little bit closer and try to get a side draft. But then again, like I said before, I didn't want to take him out or risk taking him out. Tate, I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't want to take him out. So I may have had a little bit more momentum, but I still don't even think that would be enough.
Well, second place in the championship, runner-up in this wild season, first season, still a thing to be proud of. Congratulations, Kyle.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was your third place finisher on the race and second place finisher, of course, in the point standings. Next up here, we're going to bring in our now champion, first-time champion here for the Ghost Cup Series, Christopher Tate. Have you got us here up in the booth?
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good, man. You guys put on an absolute show for us there. I mean, it was a blast for us to watch. How much fun was it to be driving in it?
It was nerve-wracking for sure. I was driving my hardest just to kind of hold off Dylan there. I wasn't sure if Spees had the tires or not, and I saw Wheeler coming after I finally cleared Dylan, and then I figured he's not one of my competitors. He is, but he's not like who I'm racing against. So I just let him by, and then here comes Gardner out of nowhere. I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can hold him off, but luckily it did.
Man, I mean, that was, I think, just maybe a lap more and Gardner was going to get you there. It was, I'm sure, nerve-wracking. You guys put on such a show for us there, and really a turnaround from the start of this race, really showing that in the first half, didn't quite go your way, but the second half you proved otherwise.
Yeah, Gardner and I, we were kind of on the same strategy being teammates. We figured stage points weren't really a big thing or really didn't exist at all, so we just kind of minded our time, saved our tires from both those stages, so went the full 2 stages on single set tires, so we can kind of have that advantage in the final stage. And I used mine a little bit early with about 20 laps to go. I wasn't sure if there'd be another caution, and Gardner held out a little bit longer, using with about 10 left, and it almost worked for him. And I mean, he's a hell of a clean driver, just like Dylan and Kyle, and I mean Spees, and this is really, really great competition, and it was a very, very enjoyable season.
Yeah, it was genuinely such a blast, especially here at the the final couple races. Zach, Blake, I'll give you guys each an opportunity to ask something for our champion here before we let him go celebrate.
What does it mean to you to join halfway through this season and race your tail off to point your way into the playoffs, and then drive your tail off through the playoffs, and then come out with a wild 5-lap restart and win the championship?
Originally I was just joining just because my buddies from like a former league was in here, and I was just coming in here to have fun. I was like, I didn't think I had a chance at a championship at all, so I was just racing my races and coming away with some wins and being consistent. It's about probably 3 races in, I was like, okay, I actually have a chance, and then just started gunning for it, and it's I don't even know, man. It's been such a great several races I've been in. I know I only ran like half season, but it really makes me proud of my consistency and just the way I drive, I guess. But then again, like, these wins don't come easy. Like, I've been in a slump. I think this is 8 weeks without winning, and you've seen Dylan. He's been on tear recently. Gardner, he's as consistent as all of them. Spees, he can be as fast as anything, and then pop off a win or two out of nowhere. And it's really, really tough competition, and I'm just very fortunate to be where I am.
Hey man, it's Zach Woods up here. I tell you what, I really enjoy racing behind you for most of the season, but I do have to say, your meteoric rise through the ranks, running for that playoff spot, that was really impressive. And then you back it up with again a really, really strong playoff run, and you mentioned that word consistency. If you are I'm going to ask you to show your hand a little bit here. If there is somebody watching that is looking for Ghost Season 2, and they're looking at you going, hey, how is he so consistent? It seems like every track we go to, he's always quick. What could be a little nugget of wisdom for maybe somebody new coming into this league that they can take from a champion, knowing that you're fast everywhere we go? What piece of advice would you give them?
I would say just race within your limits. Like, really practice on what that limit is. Get in wherever you can. If you see somebody faster than you, then watch their line and then just try and copy their line. And if it's there in practice, just try and run a few laps behind them and just do your best to keep up. Because the more laps you turn, the better you get. And ultimately, that's just how it is on here. And just a lot of it's just be smart. Don't pull bad moves that can put you in tough situations. And I mean, I'm still guilty of doing that sometimes, so I'm nowhere near like pro or anything, but it's just a matter of being within your limits and just, I guess, putting the maximum effort into getting to be the best you can.
Well, man, I appreciate it. That's fantastic words to live by. I'm gonna go take those for myself as I battle for my own championship Friday. So I said let's know what he's got to say. Try to pull any wisdom I can out of that. Man, congratulations, Chris. Fantastic season so far. Really put on a great show for us here down the stretch. And you know what? We appreciate so far. You've been a good person to interview each time. It's always a blast. And we'll see you next season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was our championship driver, Christopher Tate, coming into the season, as mentioned, partway through and being able to squeeze his way into the playoffs and comes home with the victory. So we'll go over the race results because we do still have a race that finished up here. Chris Wheeler, we spoke with him, coming home with the victory, stealing one away from these playoff drivers. Christopher Tate being the number one of your top of your championship 4 drivers. So course, taking home the championship. Kyle Gardner with a great run there at the end, almost pulling off the victory, who finished third. Dylan McDonald in fourth. Christian Roos in fifth. Kyle Rocket Spees would finish sixth. Jeffrey Vickery in seventh. Jonathan Leach, the boss man, in eighth. Ryan Sizemore in ninth. And Wally Babb rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, as Vernon Reese is going to start 11th, or finish 11th. Gibney 12th, Fuller 13th. Sabanowski 14th, Gonzalez 15th. Kobler and Ron Gardner finished 16th and 17th. Overall, 12 cars finished on the lead lap, 10 cautions for 40 laps, 14 lead changes, and margin win of 0.2 seconds.
Man, well, it has been an absolute blast. We appreciate everybody who's been watching with us week in, week out. It's been a fantastic finish to the season that we've had here for the Ghost Cup Series. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors with Fort Worth Screen Printing for putting in the money and helping this season and this this league really rise off the ground where it needed to. So it's a big shout out to them. Overall, again, great finish to this season. I mean, oh boy, these last couple races were a blast. So I know Chris Hupka did a great job, and all those guys who help out in this league. Appreciate again everybody who's come on board. I've had a few commentators this season, and each and every one of them have been great. Thank you very much, Blake, for jumping in. Zach, it was a blast today with the two of you guys. So. I appreciate it again, once again, and of course, if you're not already, make sure you're following us, like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do to keep up with us. We've got racing 6 nights a week. Saturday nights kind of taking it off for everybody, but the other 6 nights we have racing anywhere from 2, 3, even 4 times in one night. All different types of series, from next gens, trucks, Gen 6s like we had today. We have some IndyCar and F1 as well. Plenty of action to go on throughout the week. For those of us here in the broadcast booth, myself, Angel Santiago, Blake Henderson, and Zach Woods, thank you, everybody, and have yourselves a great rest of your day.